offense, you can really spread the defense wide and open up some running lanes. You talked about the quarterback being able to run, but I have seen Fairland at various different times taking on different opponents over the last few years that when they go one back set, they can really do some damage, and on jet sweeps they can make some things happen.
Yeah, they've definitely, in the past, have ran the ball really well, with the different backs that they've had, and even like you said, sending some wide receivers in motion and running jet sweeps and things just to keep you honest. And I expect to see kind of the same thing tonight. Mixing up the run and pass, and really the pass, the big play, where gets you off play action and things. And Coach Jackson and his staff they do a really nice job, with their offense. They don't run a lot of plays, but they run all of their plays very well. They execute very well, and I said they're able to go at a very high tempo, and it can get you those plays that they run. If you're out of position just by a step, what should have been a 3-yard gain can turn into a 70-yard touchdown very quickly. And so we have to make sure that we're playing really disciplined football on the defensive side tonight.
Coach G, how do you feel about your special teams heading into this season?
We're really excited about it. We have 2 guys that can kick this year that have been doing very well here in the off season. Christian Carrasco is a senior, and then Eli Blevins is a freshman coming in that has done a very good job for us. They have kickoffs and on PATs and field goals. So I feel like we're going to be able to utilize our special teams a little bit more than we have in the past. Just because of having guys that are able to do the things that we want, kicking the ball, not just kick it deep, but kick it directionally and do those things as well. And so we're excited for that, and we've tried to focus all summer and just talk to our guys about how important special teams is, in field position and what role that plays in the game, and so our guys have taken that to heart, and they're doing a really nice job with it so far.
Awesome. Well, Coach, look forward to getting this season started here at the Rock. I know there's a lot of road construction going out on 52, so kind of rerouting some folks to get in. Hopefully everybody listening on their way to the game can find their way in here. I'm sure that's been a little bit of a tasking struggle just to get onto the grounds, but the people who want to see this game, I promise you they'll find it, and we certainly look forward to telling those about it who can't make it tonight.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Coach, thank you. That's Todd Gilliland, head coach of the West Senators, his ball club opening their season tonight, hosting the Fairland Dragons. Stay with us as the SOMC Sports Motion pregame show rolls along on Mix 99.3.
Since 1937, the McKinley Funeral Home has been there for families in a most stressing time of need. They've been there with their comfort and understanding, and the McKinley Funeral Home will continue to serve area families with a commitment even deeper than before. Call the McKinley Funeral Home and talk with their friendly, knowledgeable staff, always willing to go that extra step in making sure you're well pleased. That's the McKinley Funeral Home, located on U.S. Route 23 in Lucasville.
Phone 740-259-2481.
Tonight, the West Senators will kick off their 2025 season hosting the Fairland Dragons. This is the SOMC Sports Motion pregame show. With that conversation that I just had with Coach Todd Gilliland toward the end, we spoke about the traffic issues surrounding West High School. Make that mental note if you're close to arriving at the game, on your way. Know that you want to take a little bit of an alternate route to get into the Rock tonight. In order to get to the football field, all traffic must use Shriners Lane when entering and exiting school grounds. That's in between Earl Thomas Conley Park and the high school itself. The US 52 traffic light entrance in front of the school is closed, so just be prepped for that. Exiting traffic, needing to go westbound upon leaving the game down toward Stout, you will need to use Malone Cox Road to turn around. Again, this is the SOMC Sports Motion pregame show. Let's meet the starting lineups. A service of Valerie Ford, located on US 23 in Waverly. Remember that all roads lead to Valerie Ford. Shop online anytime by logging on to ValerieFord.com. The starters for the West Senators offensively at quarterback will be Brody Hall. The fullback is Bo Roten. Anthony Bishop will start at running back. The receivers are Gunnar Schockweiler, Braden Atkins, and Corbin Miller. And on the line will be Leif Potters, Carson Carver, Max Newsom, Eli Myers, and Ben Sparks. Others that will see significant time on the offensive side of the football for West will be running back Weston Ratcliffe, wide receiver Micah Barnes, receiver Zane Evans, tight end Austin Ramsey, tight end Christian Carrasco. On the offensive line, Braylon Newman will see time. Tilton Rapp and Zane Pitts will both see some time at fullback, we expect. On the defensive side of the ball, West will be running a 3-4. On the line will be Austin Ramsey, Carson Carver, and Zane Pitts. The linebackers are Zane Evans, Christian Carrasco, Tilton Rapp, and Bo Roten. In the secondary, Braden Atkins and Gunnar Schockweiler will start at corners. They're cousins, by the way. At strong safety is Anthony Bishop, and Weston Ratcliffe is the free safety. Other Senators seeing time on defense will be Keegan Salem at free safety, Micah Barnes at corner, Mason Bodmer at linebacker, Bodmer, I beg your pardon. D-line, Eli Myers. He'll see time there, as will Braylon Newman and Leif Potters. The long snapper is Zane Evans. Corbin Miller might do a little long snapping as well. Brody Hall, the quarterback, is the holder. That gives West that option to run a fake and throw. Christian Carrasco is the punter. Eli Blevins will handle the extra points and field goals. Christian Carrasco will tend to kicking off the football. And that's your Valerie Ford starting lineups. The service of Valerie Ford, US 23 in Waverly. Remember, all roads lead to Valerie Ford. Shop online at ValerieFord.com. Even the roads here in West Portsmouth with all the barrels and road construction, still they lead to Waverly and Valerie Ford. Let's check our officials tonight. The officials are presented in honor of the late Matt Oren and are sponsored by Mr. Reuter Plumbing, Little's Septic Service, Little's Grease Trap Removal, and Little's Excavating, all of which can be found in Wheelersburg. Mr. Reuter Plumbing prides itself on customer care. Little's Septic Service has been serving the region since 1964 and always strives to stay out of your yard and, if possible, off of your driveway. Restaurant owners, Little's Grease Trap Removal can get in and out quickly with minimal impact on your business. And Little's Excavating is the only area excavator which is licensed in aeration design. Tonight's officials, Justin Maulmeister is the referee. The umpire is Daniel Bryant. Mike DePriest will be the linesman. The line judge is Eddie Deemer. Zach Kula is the back judge. And the center judge is Charles Payne. And those are your officials. Lastly, let's check the Calls Auto Sales game time temperature. Calls Auto Sales is located just down the street from the Rock here at Portsmouth West High School. Our game time temperature is presented by Kyle Cole at Calls Auto Sales. His address is 16127 US 52 West Portsmouth. While many car lots are struggling to stock their lots with quality used cars, Calls is blessed to have a great selection and offers financing. Bad credit, no credit, it's no problem. All you need is proof of income and a down payment. If you're looking for a sharp used vehicle, give Calls a call at 740-357-6009. As we get set for the opening kickoff, it is 83 degrees. You have been tuned in to the SOMC Sports Motion pregame show. We're back in 2 minutes for tonight's opening kickoff.
Local high school sports coverage tuned to Mix 99.3 WNXT FM Portsmouth.
Hi, I'm Nancy Hawk, the owner of Real Estate Gallery. I'm inviting you to contact any of our professional realtors for all of your real estate needs, or visit our website at realestategallery.com. Real Estate Gallery Incorporated, Portsmouth and Wheelersburg.
Real Estate Gallery, we'll be there every step of the way. Real Estate Gallery.
When you need limestone, contact the Conley River Terminal at 5150 Gallia Street in Portsmouth, right along US 52 near Sciotaville. The Conley River Terminal has stockpiled limestone, which makes a great base for driveways and patios. Stop in or call 776-7634. Success starts with a great foundation, and nothing makes a better base than limestone. Contact the Conley River Terminal at 776-7634. Online at conleytrucking.net.
Tonight's game on Mix 99.3 is presented in part by these following sponsors: AJ's Auto Sales and Bell's Body Shop. Be listening to high school sports all season long on Mix 99.3.
Haley Weiss is a senior softball player from East High School who is in the criminal justice program at the Scioto County Career Technical Center.
What I really like about my program is that we learn all kinds of different techniques on how to take people down, and we've learned how to use tasers, and we have this really cool gun simulator thing where we go through different simulations and really get ready for police force or anything like that.
The Scioto County CTC, a proven past for building a better future. It's time for kickoff at the Rock between the West Senators and the Fairland Dragons. Our opening kickoff is brought to you by Harris Floor Covering at 610 9th Street in Portsmouth, as well as Harris Outdoors at 616 9th Street in Portsmouth. Harris Floor Covering is the area's leading floor covering contractor that has everything for all of your floor covering needs. Call Stephen Harris at 740-353-7959 and visit Harris Outdoors for firearms and hunting equipment. Back deep to return for the Senators is Keegan Salem, along with Braden Atkins. And we are just about set for toe to meet leather to kick off this 2025 season for both Coach Todd Gilliland's West Senators as well as the visiting Fairland Dragons. Matt, what a great time and a great evening to be out for a game like this.
Beautiful evening. Weather's not too hot. Pretty solid. Great, beautiful background as always at Maryland West Side. Fairland's Josh Hunt looking to kick it off.
He's a 5'10", 155-pound sophomore. Here is his approach, and tonight's game is underway. This ball will get past Atkins around the 8. He retreats inside the 5 to pick it up around the 3. Now finds some room along the near sideline, brings the ball out across the 15, across the 20, and fights his way close to the 25-yard line in what for a brief moment looked like was going to be a disastrous start. Atkins turns this into a very nice return, and the Senators will begin 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line to begin this first drive of 2025.
Really good return there by Atkins, making something out of nothing. Looked like he bobbled it, maybe got sun. The ball got caught in the sun a little bit. Picked it up, could have let it go in the end zone, but still made a +4 out of it.
You mentioned this backdrop. What a beautiful facility this is. They just turfed the field a couple years ago, track around, paved just a couple years ago. The hills of Kentucky providing a beautiful backdrop. Ball on the right hash mark, 1st and 10, 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Hall in the shotgun, and he's going to throw a quick slant to the left, and that pass short hops his receiver. The intended recipient was Gunnar Schockweiler. It's incomplete, and it will be 2nd down and 10 for the West Senators as we are just underway at the Rock.
Looks like trying to get a little bit of a nice little bubble screen there.
We remind you that last night in Scioto County High School football, Portsmouth fell to Unioto at home, while Northwest fell to Piketon. 42-19. 42-0 was the score of the Unioto and Portsmouth game. Tonight on WNXT2, you can hear Minford entertain Rock Hill. You can hear WNXT2 by going to the Local Happenings app, which is a free download from the App Store. 2nd down and 10. Atkins goes in motion to the left, trips left side, and we have a middle screen. This pass by Hall is caught by Bishop around the 27-yard line, and he fights his way out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. That's going to be an 8-yard pickup, bringing up 2nd down and 2 for the Senators. You know, when most folks think of West football, they think of ground and pound, and that might come from the nearly 20 years that Dick Tipton was here back in the 80s and then back in the late 90s, early 2000s for a second tour of duty. But Coach G likes to throw the football. As I mentioned, he was a quarterback himself. He loves play action. Here's the first run of the season for West, and the ball carrier is the guy who caught the pass the play before. It's Bishop, and he is going to be near a Senator 1st down. Looks like it's right at the line to gain. This might be close enough for a measurement. They're going to spot it at the 24 or just shy of, so this is close, and Coach G might have his first big decision of the 2025 season. It's short by a couple inches. So 4th down coming up. West on its own side of the 50. Ball placed down at the 34-yard line. And, Matt, it looks like the offense is staying out there.
Yep, this is going to be one of those gut check challenge the offensive line.
Right formation, H-back to the right, and here's a give up middle to Bishop, hit in the backfield, but he avoids the tackler and stumbles his way out across the 35-yard line for a gain of 2 and a 1st down. Nearly a big stop on downs by the Fairland defense, but what a job by Bishop, showing not only strength, but balance. How in the world did he elude that tackle?
Chuck, he got 3 yards on that carry. It's up to 36.
And he was hit 3 yards deep in the backfield.
Yeah. Hey, that might be a candidate for an early candidate for run of the game.
That's 6 yards of yak right there, yards after contact. What a play by Anthony Bishop. Good individual effort because he did not get the blocking on that one, that's for sure.
No, they blew up the A-gap big time.
A wing and a receiver to the left. Atkins goes in motion from the right slot receiver, and he takes the handoff and looks for some room behind left tackle and gets maybe a yard or so out to the 37-yard line. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 for West. Scoreless as we are just underway. We've played a little more than 2 minutes. Clock rolling with 9:48 to play here at Portsmouth West High School at a facility known as the Rock.
A lot of football been played over here over the years.
Yeah. A few drag cars have gone down the drag strip in this area back in the day, too. The old Ravens rock drag strip near this area. Play action. Hall fakes the handoff to Bishop, rolls left, fires back across the body, looking for Atkins, makes a diving attempt, but can't quite bring it in. Nice try by Braden Atkins nevertheless, but it will be incomplete, and now the Senators are faced with 3rd down and 9. And incompletion halts the clock with 9:23 remaining in this first period.
I like the rollout there. It's a nice little kind of like a little bit kind of an out route, like a skinny post or a skinny flag route. But
that's a tough play, too. A right-handed quarterback rolling to his left and having to throw back across the body in the manner in which he did. And that connection was nearly made.
Yep.
Ball right in the middle of the field. I formation, 2 receivers to the left. Fake a quick pitch. Hall rolls to his left, settles, throws, pass intercepted at the 45-yard line. First turnover of the game, and the interceptor for the Fairland Dragons is Ford Rickard, a 6'2", 165-pound sophomore. He makes the pick in the secondary and then returns the ball inside of the 40 before going out of bounds. Looks to be at the west 38 or 39-yard line. We'll wait till the officials put it down, and they're going to spot it to 39. So a very short field to work with for the Dragons here as we will see this Fairland offense for the first time this evening.
And play call wasn't bad, I thought. It's just, I think he got it once again thrown across his body and looked a little bit farther back than kind of like he was behind the receiver.
On 3rd and 9, you got to take a chance every now and again, but this one certainly bit the Senators. On the first down carry for the Dragons is Davin Murray. He is 5'10", 215-pound senior, and he lumbers his way down to the 37-yard line for a pickup of 2 to bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Dragons. Clock dips under the 9-minute mark here in the first period. Goose eggs on the scoreboard so far, just getting started here at the Rock. The West Senators are, I'm sorry, Matt, go ahead.
I was going to say, did you notice last West possession, they had no safeties. Fairland was a cover zero, no safeties, nobody.
I'm sure that Coach Todd Gilliland noticed it, and we could see West maybe try to go over the top with the fly route before this game is over. And speaking of that, Fairland's going to try that right now, and this pass is intercepted by Braden Atkins down at the 2-yard line. He goes out of bounds, and tit for tat. The Senators throw a pick, and then West intercepts it right back. Great coverage by Atkins. The pass was overthrown. It almost looked like Atkins was the intended receiver. The only downside for West here is the field position, but at least the Senators have the ball back. Back-to-back turnovers here, each team with only a play in between. So at the 8:26 mark of the first period, with no score, the West offense will return to the field for the 2nd time this evening.
It almost looked like kind of the receiver stopped on the route. Did it not look like that a little bit?
A little bit, and the pass was slightly overthrown by sophomore quarterback Owen Burcham. But, you know, we talk about various different things we always see in the opening game of the season. We see penalties. It's inevitable. Occasionally on a warm night, we'll see cramps. It's warm out there tonight, but not crazy warm, so hopefully we don't see a lot of that. Timing, that's another thing. You got to get that down, and that takes time to do it. Here's a give up the middle out of the eye. It looks to be the fullback running the ball. Is that Roden?
I believe so. But
Bo Roden is a 5'11", 215-pound senior.
Yep.
He was the ball carrier, and he did not get much, if anything. Actually, no gain on the play, so it will be 2nd down and 10.
And that was 58 for Fairland on the stop.
And number 58 on his back and number 1 in the hearts of many, I'm sure, in Proctorville is Wyatt Calicote. He is a 5'10", 185-pound senior. I know we've only played a few minutes so far.
I was going to say, don't tell the parents because it looks like they're brothers. So there may not be a number 1.
1A, 1B.
Yes.
When you have siblings, you can't show favoritism. Here's Bishop out of the eye, the deep back. He'll take the handoff, and he'll squirt his way forward for maybe a couple yards. They're going to spot the ball at the 4, so we'll give him 2, and it will be 3rd down and 8. Boy, when you're deep in your own territory, as the Senators are, it really cuts down on the diversity of your offensive play calls. You can't do a lot creative because you don't want a safety here.
Yeah, this almost worked out good for Fairland if it was a punt.
Yeah.
Like, you got to think, one, Braden Atkins is synonymous with the 2-yard line right now. Picked up the kickoff return at the 2 and ran it. Got an interception at the 2.
He's about worn out the turf there in that area of the field. He goes in motion to the left, does Atkins, and Bishop's going to take the handoff. He finds some room left side, and he's off to the races. Anthony Bishop down the far sideline. 40, one man to beat. Can't get him. Bishop maintains his balance, and he is going to go 96 yards. Touchdown, Senators.
What a run, Chuck.
Wow.
Wow, what a run.
And late flags come flying. That's going to be after the play. The touchdown should stand, and the West Senators have their first points of 2025, courtesy of a 96-yard house call by Anthony Bishop off left tackle. A broken tackle or two en route to that score. And I don't know, Matt, that might now be the leading candidate for our run of the game.
I think that's up there.
The Gamps John Deere Outstanding Run of the Game, one of the many awards that we will be doling out during the Minford Telephone Company postgame show. There has been a change in the score. Changes happen quickly, especially when you get your tires changed at Bob and Floyd's Tire Service on Chillicothe Street in Portsmouth. Anthony Bishop ripped right through the Quality Heating and Air red zone en route to that touchdown. Quality Heating and Air can be found just down the road in Sugar Grove. Here is the point after try by the Senators. It is up and it is through. That was Eli Blevins, a 5'9", 145-pound freshman. He makes it 7-0 Senators with 6:39 left in the first quarter. This is high school football on Mix 99.3. In the first quarter, this is high school football on Mix 99.3.
At AJ's Auto Sales, Route 52 West is a big supporter of the West Senators and the youth of our area. And at AJ's, you'll find a big selection of clean, light, new used cars, trucks, and SUVs. At AJ's, you'll buy there and pay there because they finance what they sell. Call Arky today. Let him put you behind the wheel at a great-looking vehicle at a great price. That's AJ's Auto Sales, Route 52 West, or go online at ajsautosales.llc.com and see the great selection.
Why does the church exist? This is Pastor Ryan Brown for the Calvary Baptist Church, and I'd like to reveal to you that our church exists to bring people to Jesus Christ, to tell them of a Savior who loves them and gave his life for them on the cross at Calvary, conquered death, rose up from the grave, and made salvation possible for every person. If you have questions about this person named Jesus Christ, come see us. Visit becausefcalvary.com and be our guest at Calvary Baptist Church.
You're listening to high school football on Mix 99.3. The West Senators have just taken a 7-0 lead over the Fairland Dragons with 6:39 left in the first period. Here is the West kickoff by Christian Carrasco. This ball's going to come down at the 11. It gets past the return man. He retreats to the 8 to pick it up, and he's going to be gobbled up inside the 15-yard line. Nice pursuit by the West kickoff team. Good tackling. And Fairland is going to start deep in its own territory. On the return was Xander Collins. He's a 6'1", 170-pound junior, and he muffed the return as he tried to snag the ball out of the air around the 11. Had to go back and pick it up and wound up getting back to the 11-yard line, so 0 yards on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Dragons with 6:31 left to play in the first quarter. I want to mention there were a couple of penalties right after the Bishop touchdown. Those look to be offsetting and sportsmanlike conduct penalties because the kickoff we just witnessed did occur at the 40. However, there is a flag down now, and this is going to be a hold on Fairland. Good pickup, Matt. That's going to be half the distance to the goal, so that will move the ball back to the 5.5-yard line, and that is where this Dragon possession, the second of the game, will begin. The Fairland offense has been out there twice. First time for a run up the middle for about 4 yards. Second time was an interception by West Braden Atkins. Here's a swing pass, left corner, and the pass is caught, but then the receiver is hit by several Senators and brought down inside the 5-yard line. It looked like for West, it was Zane Pitts and Zane Evans leading the charge. The ball will be spotted at the 2.5 actually, so a loss of 3 on the play. The receiver was Kenyon Smith. Matt, let's check our scoring recap, which is a service of Nancy Hawk of the Real Estate Gallery with offices in Wheelersburg and Portsmouth. For all of your real estate needs, give Nancy a call at 574-9902 or log on to realestategallery.com.
Chuck, that scoring drive by the Senators was a 3-play, 98-yard touchdown, capped off with a 96-yard touchdown run by Anthony Bishop and a Eli Blevins extra point for 7-0.
On 2nd down and 13, the Fairland quarterback, Owen Burcham, runs the ball off left tackle. That looked to be an option with Davin Murray serving as the pitch man, but Burcham decided to keep it, and he's able to get the ball to the 10-yard line. Gain of about 7 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. Ball on the left hash mark for the Dragons, operating within the shadows of their own goalpost. Trips receivers to the short side of the field. That's the left. A receiver up top to the right, and Murray lined up to the right in the backfield. Burcham's going to pull it down. He's going to run. He's going to have the first down, and there's that speed that you talked about during our pregame, Matt. He brings the ball out across the 30-yard line to about the 31, and that's going to go as a big gainer and a big 3rd and 6 conversion.
He's got some speed, that's for sure.
They're going to spot him right at the 30, so that goes for 20 yards even. Big 3rd down conversion for the Fairland Dragons, and that was a ginormous individual effort there by Burcham, seeing the open running lane and hitting it quickly. And if Fairland doesn't convert that 3rd down, the Dragons are punting, and West would have, without a doubt, gotten great field position. So this Dragon drive remains alive. 4 wide, 2 receivers each way. Burcham out of the gun, drops back, looks left, now looks to his right. Nobody open, pressure coming, and Burcham will be sacked in the backfield. Loss of a couple on the play. Nice defense by the Senators. Not only the pressure to get the sack, which was Tilton Rapp getting that sack for a loss of 1, but great coverage downfield, not enabling Burcham to find an open receiver.
That's what we talked about in the pregame. When he gets scrambling, if you're playing zone coverage, you may lose a guy and come out of your zone, but it looks like West was sticking with, like, it looked like maybe like a cover 1, like where they had that one high safety and everybody else was manned up, but not bad.
I know that you've played against quarterbacks like this or seen them. There are some quarterbacks, when you go up against them, you pray that they hand the ball off or throw it, because when they take off scrambling, usually good things happen for them and bad things for the defense.
Yep.
Here's a give to Murray. He's not going to make it to the line of scrimmage. Hit the backfield. We'll see where forward progress gets him. That might be a loss of 1, but again, it is Tilton Rapp with back-to-back big plays for the West defense. He is a 5'10", 192-pound junior. Got a sack on the play before, and here he drops Murray for a loss of 1. Back-to-back tackles for loss by Tilton Rapp, and it's 3rd down and 12 now for the Dragons with the ball spotted at the 28-yard line of Fairland.
Tell you what, Tilton Rapp making his name and impact already.
You know, if we had to name a Monroe's Framing Collision, big collision of the game right now, it would have to go probably to Rapp on one of those 2 plays. Solid hits, but just the great awareness that he has shown so far. Here's Burcham on 3rd and long, rolling to his left, looking to throw. Nobody there, and he's going to be sacked again. Back at the 19-yard line is Christian Carrasco, this time making the stop. And it's going to be 4th and forever for the Dragons. Wow. They'll spot him at the 19-yard line. That's a loss of 9. It is going to be 4th down and 21, and the Dragon punter will be booting the ball away from inside of his own 10-yard line. Man, what a defensive effort there by West. Last 3 plays, all tackled for loss, 2 sacks, and a stoppage of a running back for a loss of 1.
They're definitely dialing up the blitz right now.
Low snap, it gets past the punter, it's loose, back at the 4, he'll pick it up, and then he's going to swing it out the back of the end zone. That should be 2 points for the Senators. Safety!
Safety, Chuck. Safety.
I don't know why the punter,
punt?
Kenyon Smith, he's a 5'7", 130-pound sophomore. I could have understood if he would have just fallen on the ball in the end zone for the safety, but he slung it over his shoulder out the back of the end zone. That was very, very risky, because had that ball deflected off the Senator and not made it out the back of the end zone, it would have been loose and live in the end zone. West could have potentially gotten 6, but as it is, they get 2, and we've got ourselves our first Call Your Company safety of the year. There's a big $50 gift certificate from the Scioto River in my desk back at work, and that's going to go to a West Senator, whoever was nearest that safety. And we might have to do a little research to find that out, because there were several Senators who were draped all over the punter, Kenyon Smith. They might be splitting that ribeye over there at the Scioto River, but we're going to be sending a $50 gift card from the Scioto River, courtesy of Matt Collier at Collier Companies, to the West Senator defense for that safety that just occurred moments ago. And with that 2 points, it's now 9-0 West. There's been a change in the score. Changes happen quick, especially when you get your tires changed at Bob and Floyd's on Chillicothe Street in Portsmouth. So we described the play as the punter was hitting the end zone, then slung the ball out the back of the end zone. That's your scoring recap, a rather unique one, and it's a service of Nancy Hawk at the Real Estate Gallery, Wheelersburg and Portsmouth. For all of your real estate needs, phone 740-574-9902 or log on to realestategallery.com.
That was an easy one. Safety.
2
points.
Yep.
Trying to figure out who the closest one is. I'm watching our video feed.
Here's the ensuing kickoff from the 20-yard line by Fairland, picked up around the 40 by the Senators. This is Micah Barnes, and Barnes still on his feet, searching for room up the middle. He'll get to the 45-yard line. 5 on the return. And good starting field position for the Senators, who already have a 2-possession lead with 2:43 left in the first quarter. Boy, this game has really turned. After that West interception that set up Fairland at the Senator 38-yard line, I believe it was. That's how West's first offensive possession ended. I mean, things look kind of bleak. And then 2 plays into that Fairland drive, a Braden Atkins interception. It was 3rd and 8 in a scoreless game. Anthony Bishop breaks a couple tackles and goes down the far sideline for a 96-yard touchdown. And then the great defense by West a few moments ago, ultimately leading in a safety. And the tide has turned dramatically. Here is an end around. And it's Atkins. He's going to be hitting the backfield, and he's going to back his way to the 43-yard line for a loss of 2. He was initially hit around the 40. I thought that was going to go for a loss of 5, but to Atkins' credit, he did a nice job getting at least closer to the line of scrimmage than what he was when he was initially contacted.
Yeah, if he didn't turn his back and try to box out and get down for a rebound, he would have gotten probably a -5 on that play.
He showed me on that play right there that he's stronger than what his stature might indicate. He's 5'7", 160 pounds. At least that's what he's listed at. They might have added an inch in the height, maybe a couple pounds on the weight. I haven't seen Braden up close and personal. Has he bulked up a little bit?
He's bulked up quite a bit this summer. Watching him in summer basketball.
Here's a give up the middle. This is Bishop. Bishop gets some good blocking on this play, and he takes the ball out across the 45-yard line to the 47. That's a gain of 4. And a manageable 3rd down and 8 is coming up. If you recall, the Senator offense scored its lone touchdown earlier in the game on a 3rd and 8.
I mean, he already did it, but he's over 100 yards.
Well, 96 on one play.
But
how about that?
5 carries, 106 yards for 21.3 average.
Century mark for Anthony Bishop. And we haven't even gotten to the end of the first quarter yet. 1:20 left to play on a moving clock in the first period. 9-0 Senators. Big 3rd down coming up here. Atkins comes in motion to the near side. Handoff up the middle. And the ball carrier will take the ball across the midfield stripe to the 48-yard line of the Dragons. That is Weston Radcliffe, the ball carrier. He's a 5'9", 170-pound freshman.
Freshman getting a carry.
Yeah. In a key moment as well.
Yeah.
And he winds up with a gain of, what, about 3 or 4 there? 5.
5, yeah.
5. So make it 4th down and 3. The West offense staying out there, going for it. Senators spending a lot of time in the huddle. Play clock down to 8. I don't know if they're going to get this snap off. It's going to be close. They do get to the line of scrimmage. 3 on the play clock. I formation, and they do snap the ball. Here's a pitch back to Bishop. He's hitting the backfield, dropped for a loss, and West will turn it over on downs. That was a really nice defensive play by Fairland's Christian Bumpus, a 5'10", 160-pound junior, and that's going to go for a loss of 4. And with that, the Fairland Dragons offense will retake the field at the West 48-yard line. So this will be the 3rd offensive possession of the night for the Dragons. And 2 out of the 3 have now started on the west side of the 50, but still no points to show for Coach Jackson's Dragons, who trail 9-0 with 26.9 seconds left in the quarter. Boy, what a nice play there by Bumpus a few moments ago.
And here's what's wild. You got to think, it feels like West is dominated right now. It's only 9-0.
Yeah.
Fairland's one play from making this really interesting.
Trips to the left, the receiver to the right, option right side, and the pitch from Burcham is going to go to Murray, and he's going to be cut down at the 45-yard line. And let's see, that was Atkins coming up to saw down the ball carrier. Now, we just mentioned Atkins' size. To remind you, 5'7", 160 pounds. He just made a great open field tackle against the guy that's 5'10", 215 pounds.
Yeah, that was an amazing open field tackle.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. That's going to be the final play of this first quarter. At the end of 1, it's West 9, the Fairland Dragons nothing. This is high school football on Mix 99.3.
Call Bell's Body Shop, 1808 Beekman Avenue, West Portsmouth, for all your auto body repair. Bell's Body Shop has been operating since 1969, and they've not only learned the best way to handle your repair, but they've learned how to treat their customers with personal, courteous service. When it comes to auto repair, Bell's Body Shop can do it all, including framework, and they give free insurance estimates. Bell's professional help is only a phone call away at 740-858-2324. Bell's Body Shop, West Portsmouth.
The Glockner family of dealerships offers the top brands: Chevrolet, GMC, Honda, Toyota, Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. Glockner has an amazing selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Ask about the Glockner Guarantee. 12-month, 12,000-mile new vehicle premier coverage and 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage included on qualifying used makes and models. Credit issues? No problem. Glockner Auto Credit will finance your future, not your past. Shop online at Glockner.com. At Glockner, we make it easy. To the second quarter we go at the Rock, where the West Senators have a 9-0 lead over the visiting Fairland Dragons. Fairland with the ball, faced with 2nd down and 7 from the West 45-yard line. Ball on the right hash mark, 3 receivers to the short side of the field. That's the right, 1 wide to the left. The lone back will take the handoff from Burcham, and that is Christian Bumpus, who made that great defensive play near the end of the first quarter, forcing West to turn the ball over on downs. And on this carry, Bumpus is going to pick up 4, taking the ball down to the 41-yard line. That's going to set up 3rd down and 3. I'm sure Bumpus has only heard this a gazillion times in his life, but I can't say his name without thinking of the Christmas Story and the neighbors, the Bumpus's dogs.
Yes. I'm sure he's heard that just a few times.
Just a time or two. That's the only other time I've ever heard that name.
Yeah. It's not a name you see every day.
No. We can't all have common names like Green Slate, though. 3rd down and 3. Burcham out of the gun, setting up a screen, and Bumpus was the intended receiver, but he actually got tangled up with one of his offensive linemen and couldn't get to the ball, so that falls incomplete. It's 4th down and 3, and I would have to think that the Dragons are in 4-down territory here, Matt.
Have to, although, I mean, they could throw it deep like they did before and get an interception at 2.
And, you know, if that hypothetically would play out, if West has an opportunity to intercept the ball deep in their own territory, knock that thing down. Yeah. Absolutely. Take it over where the line of scrimmage is right now, which would be the 41-yard line.
But Chuck, there's stats on
don't even.
I'm a stat guy.
Yeah, I'm about having more points than the other team at the end of the game.
Exactly.
Period. End of story. 4th down and 3, and we've got whistles sounding.
Timeout.
Timeout by the Dragons with 11:11 left to play in the first half. It's 9-0 Senators. We're back in 60 seconds. This is high school football on Mix 99.3.
Remodel can be exciting like a walk down the red carpet. Or it can be exciting like a stroll over hot coals. If you're going to do a remodel, do it right. Consult with a Waypoint Living Spaces dealer designer. They will work with you to determine your style and deliver exactly what you had in mind. On time, on budget, easy.
Tri-State Kitchens at 8516 Ohio River Road, Wheelersburg is your local Waypoint dealer. Phone 740-574-2802. High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Little's Septic Service, Little's Grease Trap Removal, Little's Excavating, and Mr. Reuter Plumbing. The Counseling Center, Clark's Pump and Shop, First State Bank, the Minford IGA, Westside IGA, and Westside Hardware, Appalachian Marketing Media, and Dyer Insurance. Big 4th down coming up for the Fairland Dragons. Here is an option left side. The pitch goes from Burcham to Bumpus, and the Fairland Dragons will convert this 4th down and 3. The ball advanced from the West 41-yard line down to the 31, pickup of 10 on the play. That is a ginormous 4th down conversion for the Fairland Dragons, Matt, who trail 9-0 in this contest.
I'll tell you what, that read option doesn't look too bad, does it?
Not at all, and we've seen Burcham run that a couple times. He's pulled it down and kept it himself. He has also utilized Davin Murray as the pitch man. In this last play, as we alluded to, it was Christian Bumpus who was serving as the pitch. I believe that play has gone for positive yardage every time they've used it. Motioning to the near side is Smith. Burcham takes the snap out of the gun, looking to throw. Rolling to his right, now pulls it down under duress, bounces outside, inside the 30, inside the 25-yard line, down around the 23-yard line. Christian Carrasco combines with Bo Roten to make the stop, but not before Burcham picks up a nice gain to bring up 2nd down and 2 after the 8-yard scramble.
Tell you what, when he wants to run, he can get after, can't he?
He's got that nice little jump cut where he can stop and start on a dime.
Here's the thing, I'm looking right now. He is 1 of 3 passing for -2 yards.
But it still seems like he's making plays.
Yes.
As we witnessed just a moment ago.
And he's a threat.
Yep. That's the thing. You got some players, and Anthony Bishop on the west side, you can say the same thing for. They're dangerous every time they touch the ball. Burcham, a little pump fake, rolls to his right. Looking, firing, pass intercepted. Second Senator interception of the game. On the interception return is Weston Ratcliffe. And the Senator defense has forced another turnover. And this Dragon drive comes to an end when it looked like it had a lot of promise.
Is there a flag?
The officials along the west sideline are conversing around the numbers. I don't see a flag down on the field unless my vantage point is blocked by the West players, but there is a talk.
I think they're calling roughing the passer. He got tattooed. I will tell you that. He did get tattooed on the pass.
Well, if that's the case, that will be an automatic first down for the Dragons, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, now I see the flag as the West players move a little closer to the sideline. So at the moment, it looks like it's 1st and 10 Senators at the 23-yard line of the Dragons. Oh, a couple penalties here. Holding on the Dragons, roughing the passer on West. They offset, so that means we're going to replay the down. So after all that, in terms of the stat book anyway, it never happened.
It never happened.
Just forget it.
I was just going to say, I was like, it's something. I tell you what, if I had replay to show you, which we do, but not right in front of us, but I tell you what, he got leveled. I mean, I saw cleats in the air.
Well, thankfully, he's up.
Yeah, he popped back up.
Yeah.
He's a gamer. He ain't coming out after that. Man, he got tattooed on that hit.
So we're going to do this all over again. 2nd down and 2 with the ball resting at the 23-yard line. Boy, that would have been a big stop for West.
And guess who picked that off? That was a freshman.
Yeah, he's made a couple nice plays tonight. Weston Ratcliffe, we saw him carry the ball a little earlier on the offensive side of the ball. He's one of the return men for West. We saw him line up for the opening kickoff alongside Braden Atkins. So 2nd down and 2 for the Dragons. Ball in the right hash. Give up the middle, and this is going to be a first down carry for Fairland as the ball carrier fights his way down to the 16-yard line for a gain of 7. On the carry for Fairland is Xander Collins. He is a 6'1", 170-pound junior, and that's his first touch tonight. And with that, the Dragons have moved into the Quality Heating and Air red zone. Quality Heating and Air can be found on Route 52 in Sugar Grove. Here is the same ball carrier again, and another positive result for Xander Collins as he finds some room off left tackle, cuts back there at the last moment and takes the ball down to the 7-yard line. Gain of 9 at 2nd down and 1. Hurry up offense for the Dragons, and a big hit right around the line of scrimmage, and the ball carrier will finally be wrestled down. Boy, that's a great effort by both the ball carrier and the West defender. Making the stop for West was Bo Roden. And again, it was Xander Collins for the 3rd straight time on the carry. No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 1, so Roten wins that battle. Tell you what, if you put those two in a wrestling circle, I'd watch that because they had themselves quite a battle right there.
You throw that, and then you got Chris and Carrasco in there, too. I mean, you got some heavy hitters coming.
No doubt the Dragons are in 4-down territory at this point. They converted a 4th down earlier in the drive out around the 40. So you know that they're going to go for it every possible opportunity. Trips to the right, receiver to the left. Burcham takes the snap out of the gun, rolls to his right, throws end zone, pass caught, touchdown Fairland. And on the receiving end of that TD toss is Rickard. There is a flag down around the 9. It's holding on the Dragons, taken off the scoreboard. So that TD is negated. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. We will replay 3rd down, and those 6 points come off the scoreboard.
And that's huge. I think that's going to put it back to about the 17 or 16. So now you go from inside the 10 to now you're getting close out to the 20.
Fairland still operating in the Quality Heating and Air red zone. It's going to be 3rd down and 11. The line of scrimmage is the 17. Twin receivers each way. Burcham in the gun, lined up to his right is Bumpus in the backfield. 8:20 left to play first half. 9-0 West. Long snap count. Burcham takes a snap, looks, fires left side. Out route, overthrown, incomplete. The intended receiver was Kenyon Smith. Out there on the coverage for West was Zane Evans. Pretty nice route, actually, by Smith, but the pass just a little off target.
Just a little bit too high. Timing, like we talked about earlier, timing just a little off.
That right there is the throw of all throws. You know, everybody loves to see a quarterback launch it 50 yards downfield, but at every level, especially the larger levels, college, pro. If you can have a quarterback throwing that out route on a dime, that's magic. Fourth down and 11. Burcham under duress. He's sacked back at the 25-yard line. Fairland turns it over on downs, and with the stop for the Senators, looks to be, is that Maddox Spencer?
I thought it was something Carver.
The way his jersey is tucked up underneath his shoulder pad, I can't quite make out the number, but a nice play by that defensive lineman.
It's either 56 or 53.
There's no, well, 56 is Maddox Spencer.
Zane Pitts, 32.
That's a 3. I need to go to the optometrist. All right.
So that drops all the way back to what, the 25?
Yep, that's where this drive will start.
So Fairland had a promising drive.
They sure did, but the West defense steps up big again. 2 receivers to the right. Atkins in motion to the left. Brody Hall's going to throw. He fires down the near sideline for Atkins. Caught! Beautiful out route. A behind-the-shoulder pitch and catch. Atkins got out across the 40. The ball was on its way to him before he ever turned around, and they're going to spot the ball at the 42-yard line, gain of 17, 1st and 10 Senators.
I tell you what, they set that play up earlier. Very first play of the game, they did that little bubble screen. This time, Atkins, instead of setting the screen, wheel routed it out. And we talked about earlier, Fairland not really having much safeties or any depth on their safeties. If he'd let them just a little more, maybe still run them.
The Fairland defensive coaching staff must have a lot of faith in those corners. They can do press coverage in the manner in which they're trying to do. Here is a give to Anthony Bishop. Little stutter step, bounces out, and finds some room along the near sideline, carrying the ball out across the 45-yard line to near the midfield stripe.
They're going to put him at the 50, I believe.
Sure are. So give him 8 on that carry. It's 2nd down and 2 for the West Senators, who have a 9-0 lead with just under 8 minutes left to play on a moving first half clock.
8 on the play, 2nd and 2 Senators.
Tell you what, I kind of like this little combo they got right now. A little mix of offense, or shotgun, little pistol action right here, it looks like.
Pistol formation now for the Senators with 2 receivers and a wing to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Lone back is Bishop. He's going to take the handoff, and he's searching for room off right tackle, and he won't find any. No gain on the play. Got back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. 3rd down and 2 from the 50. Nice defensive pursuit there by the left side of the Fairland defense.
Making the play that time for the Dragons.
Clock rolling as we come up on the 7-minute mark.
So 3rd and 2.
A lot of personnel changes for West. Several guys checking in, several checking out.
Beef coming in?
Maybe, possibly. We'll see.
Where's the beef?
Might be on that West offensive line. Huddle broken. Here come the Senators on a big 3rd down and 2. I formation. A receiver each way. A tight end to the right. Hall gives a quick hitter to the fullback, Roten, and he's going to have the 1st down as he fights his way into Dragon territory for a gain of 6 to the 44-yard line. Boy, I like that quick hitter when you got a fullback with the quickness that Roten possesses.
Tell you what, I think Bo Roten likes contact.
You know, he was 1 yard shy of rushing for 400 yards last season. And, you know, last year when you think of the West rushing attack, you had Mason Parker, you had Anthony Bishop. He wasn't one of the top options. He was more of a blocking back. But by the fact that he had nearly that many yards himself, that shows you the talent that he has. And obviously he's a very good defensive player as well. So it's 1st down and 10. I think he's going to have a pretty big year. At least he's going to be called upon a lot for sure. We got a timeout taken by the Fairland Dragons, their 2nd of the half. It occurs at the 6:05 mark of the 2nd period with West leading 9-0 and the Senators in the midst of a good-looking drive. We're back in 60 on Mix 99.3.
Hello, this is Megan Martin, Banking Center Manager at First State Bank. At First State Bank, we believe that when we build up our customers, our communities, and each other, we can make a lifelong difference. When you bank with us, you're supporting the local coffee shop down the street, a young couple's first home, and the community you live in. Stop in at our Portsmouth Banking Center or visit our website at fsb4me.com. That's FSB, the number 4me.com. First State Bank, built on belief. Member FDIC.
Visit your local groceries, the Minford IGA and Westside IGA, as well as Westside Hardware. At the Minford and Westside IGAs, you'll find full-service delis with fresh-cut Angus beef and daily lunch specials. The Westside IGA offers up an incredible 18-inch pizza special, which provides a 2-topping 18-inch pizza, a bag of chips, and a 2-liter, all for just $19.99. Right beside the Westside IGA is Westside Hardware. They've got all kinds of tools and fasteners, as well as an extensive amount of items pertaining to automotive, carpentry, plumbing, and heating and air. The Minford IGA, Westside IGA, and Westside Hardware open 7 days a week. First and 10 for the Senators, who have a 9-0 lead over the Fairland Dragons with just over 6 minutes left to play in the first half. Here's Anthony Bishop taking the handoff on first and 10, and he'll be hit right around the line of scrimmage, actually in the backfield. Loss of 1 on the play, back to the 45-yard line, 2nd down and 11 as play resumes following the Fairland TO just moments ago. I'm Chuck Greenslade along with Matt Payton. Thank you so much for listening to our game tonight on Mix 99.3. And we also want to say hello to all of our video stream viewers watching the game tonight, courtesy of our friends at Appalachian Marketing Media. Ball on the right hash mark. 2 receivers each way. The slot receiver to the right is Braden Atkins. He motions to the near side. Hall out of the gun, takes the snap, looking left. Now throwing over the middle, pass caught inside the 25-yard line, and making that reception is Gunnar Schockweiler, the 5'8", 165-pound junior, and he will be brought down inside the Quality Heating and Air red zone.
Flag on the play, though.
There looked to be a lot of wrestling there at the end of that play when I thought it was over with long ago.
I think they're going to call a hold.
Yep, you are correct.
That was a heck of a pass, though.
It really was.
And great job by Schockweiler.
On the deep slant, and a good throw by Brody Hall. Tell you what, Brody Hall, for anybody that thinks that he's just a game manager, he's much more than that. And Coach Todd Gilliland likes to throw. He always has liked to throw. I mentioned this in our pregame conversation. When you think of West and the history here at this program, going back to the days of Dick Tipton when they referred to themselves as the Siders, you thought just hard-nosed running the football, but they have really opened things up offensively the last few years and gotten a little bit more creative with it. And Coach G likes to throw.
And offensive coordinator for West Center is Stephen Irwin, former quarterback here at West and quarterback in college at Otterbein. Loves to throw.
Yep, he certainly loved to throw.
Yes, he did.
That penalty is going to move the ball back to the 45-yard line of West. It is 2nd down and 21. Pistol formation, play action. Hall's going to throw here. He lost it over the middle. Receivers there. Caught. It's Atkins. Makes the reception at the 23-yard line. And he will take the ball through the Quality Heating and Air red zone into the end zone for the 2nd Senator touchdown of the evening, making it 15-0 Portsmouth West.
Where did that speed come from all of a sudden?
55 yards on the pitch and catch. Beautiful throw by quarterback Brody Hall, the 6'1", 193-pound senior. And you talk about the speed. Braden Atkins certainly showing it there as the 5'7", 160-pound junior makes the reception around the 23-yard line or so, and then outran the Fairland defense into the end zone for his first score of this 2025 season. The point after is booted through by Eli Blevins, and that makes it 16-0 West. This is high school football on Mix 99.3. Laser Center and Medical Spa in Portsmouth knows that looking better makes you feel better. On the Esplanade offers body contouring, numerous skin services such as microneedling and chemical pills, as well as Botox and Juvederm injections. Plus, On the Esplanade has Obagi skincare products, among others. Let On the Esplanade Laser Center and Medical Spa help you look your best. Visit On the Esplanade, 813 Gallia Street, Portsmouth, and follow On the Esplanade on Facebook. The Carpenters Local Union 437 is actively seeking apprentices and journeyman carpenters. Your pay is based on your experience, but you'll start out earning a good living wage with health care and pension. The Carpenters Union takes an earn-as-you-learn approach to their apprenticeship, ensuring you earn a good living wage with benefits for your family right from the start. And every apprentice will graduate with an associate degree. To learn more about joining your local Carpenters Union, contact Trampus Puckett at Carpenters Local 437. Phone 740-354-7518. 16-0, the West Senators lead the visiting Fairland Dragons, with 4:46 left to play in the first half. I'm Chuck Greenslade along with Matt Payton. There has been a change in the score. Changes happen quick, especially when you get your tires changed at Bob and Floyd's on Chillicothe Street in Portsmouth. Christian Carrasco has the ball teed up for the Senators, getting set to boot the ball away. Back deep to return for Fairland is Xander Collins. He's one of the 2 return men. The other, I believe, is Tim Webb, and it's going to be Webb fielding the ball at the 20, and boy, he had some room right up the middle. And let me correct myself, that's actually Aiden Trimble, a 5'7", 130-pound freshman, and there's some speed there that that young man possesses. And thankfully for West, he got tripped up around the 30-yard line, but still stumbled forward to the 35. 17 yards on that run back, says J.R. Hall, the longtime public address announcer here at the Rock.
The one before him, that's where I used to know the whole West ground and pound was into the warehouse and do a thicket of bushes.
Mr. Moon, wasn't that his name?
I believe it was.
Yes. I think not only did he do PA here at West football games, actually at the old facility over in Washington Township, but if I'm not mistaken, he was the longtime voice of the Demolition Derby at the Sauter County Fairgrounds.
Man, he's had a heck of a voice.
Yeah, he was the man here for sure. A voice that was certainly associated with this program. Here is Bumpus taking the handoff, sliding out behind left tackle and running into a host of West defenders. Only a couple yards on that pickup, but that was a nice run by Bumpus. A lesser back is brought down for a loss on that play, but a good job by the West defense swarming to the ball. There's a flag down over on the far sideline near the 30-yard line, and it's a penalty against the Dragons.
Do you accept or decline? It's only a gain of 2, but maybe they'll put him back, puts him behind the sticks a little bit.
Looks like they're going to accept the penalty, so that will push the ball back to the 30-yard line. At least the nose of the football is resting against the 30. We'll replay first down. It will be 1st and 15. 4:34 left to play in the first half. West has a 16-0 lead. We'll check our scoring recap here in just a moment.
We got those things covered.
We are all over that. Bumpus lined up to the right of Burcham. Burcham out of the gun, takes a snap. Stepped right now, goes back to the left. That's a designed quarterback run, and he's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 2nd and 15 coming up. Good pursuit by the West Senators. It looks like it was Roden and Evans leading the charge. Yep. And as promised, let's check that scoring recap, which is a service of our longtime friend Nancy Hawk at the Real Estate Gallery. She has supported our high school sports coverage for many, many years. She has offices in both Wheelersburg and Portsmouth. Give her a call for all of your real estate needs. 740-574-9902 or log on to realestategallery.com. Right after this play.
After this play.
Here is Burcham, 2nd and 15. Takes a snap, rolls right, looking, firing, back across the body, and that pass is caught out at the 37-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. And on the receiving end of that was Kylan Blake, a 5'8", 140-pound sophomore, his first reception of the game. Now we can go ahead and check that scoring recap, Matt.
All right, that scoring recap, brought to you by Nancy Hawk at the Real Estate Gallery, was a 6-play, 75-yard drive, 2 minutes, 51 seconds came off the clock, and it was a touchdown pass from Brody Hall to Braden Atkins from 55 yards out. Eli Blevins with the extra point. 16-0. Senators.
That pass moments ago actually covers 8 yards, and that makes it 3rd down and 7. Big play here. Burcham rolling to his left, firing back across the body down the far sideline. Pass caught. My word, what a great catch by Ford Rickard, a 6'2", 165-pound sophomore, despite the fact that West corner Zane Evans was draped on him like Superman's cape. And Evans actually, I thought, did a very nice job of not getting called for defensive pass interference, but you have to love the focus which Rickard showed on that particular play. Big reception to convert 3rd and long.
I'll tell you what, you get him going, this could be a very scary offense.
Well, let's see if the West defense can make a play here or if Fairland can keep this good drive going. Here's Bumpus searching for some room left side. He'll sidestep a defender and get near the 25-yard line. They'll spot him at the 26. That's going to go for a gain of 5, bring up 2nd down and 5. 2:20 left on a moving second quarter clock. 16-0 is the score. The West Senators with a 2-possession lead here at the Rock in this opening game of the season for both of these squads. Be sure and stick around at halftime. We've got our halftime report coming your way. The My Own Bible halftime show brought to you by the Calvary Baptist Church. New sponsor on board with us this year. Out of the gun, Burcham. Quick pass left side, in and out of the hands of the receiver, and they're going to call that incomplete. That was Connor Black. He looked downfield and was thinking about running before completing the catch.
I thought he was playing a game of hot potato by himself.
It's like that football stung him.
Yeah.
Had to turn loose of it. That's one of those plays that was clearly incomplete. Great call by the officials, but you occasionally see plays of that nature, especially in college and in the NFL, where they'll stop and they'll review it forever to see if there was actually a football move, if the catch was made and then fumbled. That really went against Ohio State a few years ago in a bowl game against Clemson, if you recall.
Oh, yeah, that was a fumble, by the way.
Yeah.
I still stand by it.
3rd down and 5. Burcham rolling to his left, lofting a pass that is caught down at the 21-yard line, and then the receiver takes the ball inside of the Quality Heating and Air red zone before being bumped out of bounds. Man, Burcham looking like a magician on that play, just lofting the pass almost basketball-like. You see a guard at the top of the key mat. You'll like the basketball analogy here, and occasionally you'll see a little give and go with somebody from the wing sprinting down to the low block, and the point guard just kind of lofts the pass to him or her.
Little Johnny Manziel-like.
Yeah, that's exactly what we had there. I believe that was White Ritchie on that reception.
No,
Number
it was
11?
actually Black.
It was Black, okay.
Connor Black.
Number
So making up for 17.
17.
It's making up for his bobble.
Here's Burcham taking the pitch, left side, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Good defense over there. That is Zane Pitts making the stop, loss of 1. We had given Pitts credit for that 4th down sack, which forced a turnover on downs the last time the Fairland Dragons offense was out there, and that ultimately led to the Braden Adkins touchdown reception from Brody Hall. We've kind of researched that. We believe it was actually Carson Carver. We'll try to verify that at halftime. Here's a flag right as the ball is snapped. Burcham, design quarterback run. He'll go out of bounds over on the far side. Ball start, Fairland. So back him up 5, replay the down.
How much time we got left, Chuck?
We have got 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Man,
that's it.
Look at that. I can't even see the scoreboard.
And Fairland has just 1 timeout remaining. Also keep that in the back of your mind. I'm always interested, and you see this a lot. I would love to get some different coaches' philosophy on this particular play call, and we'll have most of Scioto County's together at Buffalo Wild Wings in the morning as we kick off the 47th season of the Saturday Morning Sports Line. But you see so many coaches run plays to the outside, to the short side of the field.
Yeah.
And I've never really been able to grasp that, but I'm sure there's a reason that I just don't know about. Here's Burcham rolling to the wide side of the field, which is the right. His pass is caught at the 15-yard line. It is Rickard on the reception, and he takes the ball inside the 10-yard line down around the 7, and that's going to be a 1st down pickup. That is a big play of 16 yards, and with that, it is 1st and goal with the Fairland Dragons back in the Quality Heating and Air red zone. Quality Heating and Air is on Route 52 in Sugar Grove, just down the street from the Rock. Trips to the left, and whistles sound, and a flag flies. Another false start on Fairland. The Dragons will back up 5. So right now, Fairland is its own worst enemy, but the Dragons have made some big plays here throughout the course of this drive, and they are right on the cusp of finding their first points of the 2025 campaign.
And you notice West hasn't really gotten a whole lot of pressure this drive.
Not this drive, and that's not been the theme throughout much of the game. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. Burcham out of the gun with Bumpus to his left. Burcham lofts, left corner, has a receiver wide open, touchdown, Fairland Dragons. No flags. This one's going to stand. It is Ford Rickard, the 6'2", 165-pound sophomore. He just got behind the defenders, and a beautiful throw by the sophomore quarterback, Burcham. He put all kinds of air underneath of it. He aimed for the left pylon in the back corner, and nobody was there but his receiver, and the Dragons have found points. It is now 16-6 with 31.9 seconds left to play before halftime.
I think West was kind of looking for a pick play there, like one of those little kind of bump rub routes, and he kind of acted like he was going to. Then he broke off to the corner, and communication was a little lacking possibly, and they were trying to switch, and he was wide up in that corner of the end zone.
Fairland going for 2. Burcham takes a snap, rolls right, going corner end zone. Pass caught, but the receiver did not get a foot down, out of bounds. It will be incomplete. That was Kylan Blake, and he just ran out of real estate over there. Thankfully for the West Senators, that would have made it a one-possession game, but as it stands, the Senators have a 10-point lead. It's still a two-possession West advantage. 16-6 is your score. We're back in 60 seconds. This is high school football on Mix 99.3.
A TAH Benefits partner.
And I'm Jay Hazelbaker, president of TAH Benefits.
Portsmouth Insurance specializes in helping local business owners with their employee benefits.
We understand that operating a business can be stressful. Let us alleviate at least one of those worries for you. Portsmouth Insurance understands the health insurance marketplace, and our commitment to service and knowledge of both the personal and business insurance markets can give you peace of mind.
For assistance with all of your employee benefit needs, call us at Portsmouth Insurance, 740-353-4105.
Tonight's game on Mix 99.3 is presented in part by these following sponsors: AJ's Auto Sales and Bell's Body Shop. Be listening to high school sports all season long on Mix 99.3.
There has been a change in the score, and changes happen quick, especially when you get your tires changed at Bob and Floyd's on Chillicothe Street in Portsmouth. 16-6, the West Senators have a 10-point edge over the visiting Fairland Dragons, who just scored moments ago. 31.9 ticks of the clock is what we have remaining in the first half of play. We'll check our Real Estate Gallery scoring recap here in just a few moments, courtesy of Nancy Hawk at the Real Estate Gallery with offices in Wheelersburg and Portsmouth. Give her a call for all of your real estate needs at 740-574-9902 or log on to realestategallery.com. But first, the kickoff. Braden Atkins back deep to return for West, along with Keegan Salem. And with the ball teed up for the Dragons is Joshua Hunt. Here's his kickoff. Atkins will field it over on the far side of the field at the 15-yard line. He bobs and weaves his way out across the 25, cuts back at the 30, finds a seam along the hash marks on the right side of the field, and he will bust up the gut, taking the ball out across the 40-yard line to the 42. Nice return by Atkins, covering 27 yards, and I don't think Coach Todd Gilliland will sit on this here and just try to get to the locker room with the 10-point lead, because West really opened up the passing attack its last offensive possession. And it was Atkins on the receiving end of a long TD toss the last time the West offense was out there. And just a play or two before that, Hall connected with Gunnar Schonkweiler on a big pass play that was called back due to a holding penalty. So let's see if West tries to make something happen or if they are indeed content with the 10-point lead.
I think the big thing you're going to look at is watch something where it's like a wheel route, where they're going to have to, the corners, or basically they're going to have to talk in communication, the defensive backs are.
I formation, here's a pitch. This is Bishop, right side, and Bishop is going to be driven out of bounds over on the far sideline, but not before he takes the ball out across the 45-yard line to the 47. That'll go for a gain of 5. And while that might seem conservative, when you can put the football in the hands of Anthony Bishop, it's never a bad thing, because he got the scoring started here tonight with a 96-yard touchdown run. Let's check that scoring drive courtesy of the Real Estate Gallery, Matt.
All right, that scoring drive was a 9-play, 65-yard drive, 4 minutes, 39 seconds down the clock. It was a touchdown by Owen Burcham to Ford Ricard for 12 yards, and the two-point conversion was no good. 16-6.
Here's a reverse flea flicker. Yes, sir. Brody Hall going deep. He's got Christian Carrasco open on the far sideline, and he is going to take it inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, Senators. What a play. A double reverse flea flicker pass. Brody Hall connects with Christian Carrasco, and the West Senators celebrate another score. That didn't take long. Less than 25 seconds, and West pushes the lead back to 16, and we'll try to add to it here in just a few moments. It's the first game of the season, and Coach G's bringing out a double reverse flea flicker.
Fireworks, Chuck. Fireworks.
Well, River Days is coming up next weekend, and they're actually going to have fireworks over at Earl Thomas Conley Park about 300 yards from where we are right now. The fireworks arrived a week early here in West Portsmouth. Here's the point after try by Eli Blevins. Snap is good, spot is down, kick is up and through, and it is 23-6 Senators. Wowzers. Back in 60, this is high school football on Mix 99.3.
Wheel Alignment knows that good luck on the field can sometimes turn into bad luck in the parking lot. Well, if that happens to you, just know that Monroe's Frame and Collision is there from big bangs to little dings and have been doing it for 30 years. Monroe's commitment to you, the customer, is evident when you speak with any one of the Monroe's technicians or staff. Monroe's makes you feel as comfortable as possible and are always readily available and happy to answer any of all questions and your inquiries. Monroe's Frame Collision and now Wheel Alignment.
At People's Bank, our team of local, trust, and wealth management professionals can help you achieve your financial goals. We offer comprehensive services including investment management, retirement planning, estate planning, trust administration, and more. Our customized strategies are designed to grow and preserve your wealth while minimizing risk. Let People's Bank put our decades of expertise to work for you. Call me, Elise Dye, or one of our other trust and wealth management professionals today to schedule your free consultation. People's Bank, working together, building success.
The West Senators have a 23-6 lead over the Fairland Dragons. Christian Carrasco, who was on the receiving end of the long touchdown pass a few moments ago, will now boot the ball away to Fairland. This is going to be a squibber, staying on the ground. Going to be picked up at the 17-yard line by Aiden Trimble. Trimble, again showing that speed, is going to be hit rather hard around the 38-yard line, but because he had such momentum build up, he is able to spin forward and stumble out across the 41-yard line, and that will do it for the first half of play. A good one it was, especially if you're a member of the West Senator fan base. Coach Todd Gilliland's ball club with a 17-point lead here at the turn. It's a 3-possession lead for West. And let's check that scoring recap that took place at the 5.9-second mark. It is a service of Nancy Hawk at the Real Estate Gallery, Wheelersburg and Portsmouth. For all of your real estate needs, phone 740-574-9902 or log on to realestategallery.com.
Chuck, that scoring drive was a two-play, 58-yard drive, covered about 15 seconds, and it was a touchdown pass. Brody Hall and Christian Carrasco, 53 yards out. Extra point by Eli Blevins was good, 23-6.
Well, we didn't think that Coach Todd Gilliland would go the conservative route and sit on it. He took a shot, and it paid off, and his Senators have a 17-point advantage here at the break. We'll take a timeout, and when we return, we will kick off our halftime report. Stay with us. This is high school football on Mix 99.3. We're back in 3 minutes.
Local teams and proudly commends the hard work put forth by our local high school athletes. Halls Napa is Scioto County's oldest running, family-owned Napa Auto Parts store, and the folks at Halls appreciate all of their loyal customers. Halls Napa carries auto parts and fluids, Milwaukee power tools, wipers, batteries, jump boxes, and more. Visit Halls Napa Auto Parts at 11774 Gallia Pike Road in Wheelersburg, and be sure to check out Halls Napa on Facebook. Collier Home Medical is expanding to open a second office in Grayson, Kentucky. Collier is a local durable medical equipment company providing and offering free setup of home medical equipment. Collier tends to home oxygen, portable oxygen, hospital beds, wheelchairs, rollators, walkers, and more. Collier Home Medical, now with offices at 1661 State Route 522 Wheelersburg, as well as at 146 South Carroll Malone Boulevard, Grayson. Call Berg at 740-574-0327. Phone the Grayson office to make an appointment at 740-981-6343. Collier Home Medical.
We at Swick Bentley Funeral Home want to help you celebrate the life that inspired you. Whether you have lost a loved one or want to pre-plan your own services, we are here to help. We can help you plan traditional burial or a cremation service, and our staff will work to ease the burden a loss leaves. We may be reached by phone at 740-456-4133 or email at info@sbentleyfh.com. And to all our local athletes, play hard and stay safe.
At Clark's Pump and Shop, you can fill your tank and tummy. Fantastic food, hot coffee, and cold beverages. Pay at the pump and drive-through convenience. Always clean, always courteous.
Aw, thank you.
Visit the Clark's Pump and Shop nearest you with locations in Scioto, Pike, Lawrence, Jackson, Greenup, Lewis, and Boyd counties. Look for Clark's Marathon and Arco stations. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel. High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Conley Trucking and Conley River Terminal, the Scioto County Career Technical Center, Carpenters Local Union 437, the Glockner family of dealerships, Gamps John Deere and Convenience Store, SOMC, Portsmouth Insurance, Monroe's Frame and Collision, the McKinley Funeral Home, as well as Collier Companies. The Counseling Center is the region's leader in youth and adolescent counseling and play therapy services. TCC plays a large role in substance abuse prevention services for area youth, providing more than 4,000 prevention services for area school-age children each year. In operation since 1981, the Counseling Center is the region's leader in behavioral health care, providing everything from substance abuse prevention and recovery to mental health counseling, primary care, vocational development, and job placement services. Learn more online at thecounselingcenter.org.
At halftime, the West Senators enjoy a 23-6 lead over the visiting Fairland Dragons. Hi, everyone. I'm Chuck Greenslate, along with Matt Payton. Thank you for tuning in to this opening night of high school football for the West Senators and the Fairland Dragons on Mix 99.3. And a big hello to those who are watching the video stream provided by Appalachian Marketing Media. Welcome to our halftime report, and a big thank you to our newest halftime show sponsor. This is the My Own Bible halftime show, brought to you by the Calvary Baptist Church at 2306 Waller Street in Portsmouth. While making great efforts to reach the world with the gospel, Calvary Baptist Church and My Own Bible seek to support all the athletes and families of Southern Ohio. You are invited to be our guest at Calvary Baptist Church this Sunday. My Own Bible exists to bring the Word of God to the world. With the Bible in over 30 languages, this mission is being accomplished. If you are looking for a Bible app, a daily devotional, or a Bible reading plan, My Own Bible can help. On the My Own Bible platform, you can search and share Scripture with just a touch of your screen. Download My Own Bible today for your computer, Apple, or Android device and discover the many Bible helps available to you. From devotional and Bible reading plans to commentaries and Bible helps resources, My Own Bible is a powerful tool for the gospel of Jesus Christ. For more information about Calvary Baptist Church or My Own Bible, visit becauseofcalvary.com. Great first half for the West Senators. Offense really looked sharp. Defense made some very big plays. Did a little research during that last time out. There was a big sack which halted a Fairland Dragon drive late in the first half, and we found out that the West defender who got that sack, this was what led to the West drive, which resulted in the long Braden Adkins touchdown pass reception. It was Carson Carver. Now, the jury is still out exactly on who was the closest defender to the Fairland punter before he slung the ball out the back of the end zone for a first quarter safety. Hunter Windsor, Micah Barnes, and Austin Ramsey right now are the leading candidates. We might just be giving that $50 gift card from the Scioto River, courtesy of Matt Collier at Collier Companies, to the West coaching staff, and let them flip a coin, or maybe they can all go split the $50 gift. Everybody gets a couple bites of ribeye steak.
Just get a steak and split it.
Just split it. That won't be a bad thing necessarily. So we'll get that $50 gift card to the West program, and might have to let them sort it out. But all three of those guys were kind of draped on the punter before he slung the ball out the back of the end zone for that Collier Company safety that we had earlier in the game. Boy, we've gone seasons and not had a local team have a safety. And here we have one on the opening weekend. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, Matt, we'll let you work diligently on the stats, and we'll check those here after our next time out. And then we'll also talk about some scores of other games taking place around the area this evening. And there are some good matchups tonight. East at Southeastern Ross, Green at Federal Hocking, Chesapeake at Sims Valley, Eastern Pike at South Point. South Gallia is hosting Racine Southern this evening. Notre Dame is kicking off the Bobby Boldman era at Fairfield Christian. Wheelersburg is at Columbus Kip. The Valley Indians are at Paint Valley. Oak Hill made the short trip to Wellston. Waverly is hosting Miami Trace. Colgrove is at Russell. The Boyd County Lions are visiting Gallipolis. To face the Gallia Academy, Jackson is entertaining Little Miami. Greenup County is kicking off its season tonight, hosting Pike Central. And the reigning Division V state champion Ironton Fighting Tigers are getting their season underway tonight at Shelby Valley, Kentucky. Last night in high school football, in a game heard here on Mix 99.3, it was the reigning Scioto Valley Conference champion Unioto Shermans knocking off the Portsmouth Trojans 42-0. And in a game aired last night on Classic Rock 107.5 The Breeze, the Northwest Mohawks fell to the Piketon Red Streaks 42-19. Sticking with high school sports and boys soccer yesterday, Clay's Billy Miller scored 4 goals in leading his Panthers to a 6-3 win over Ripley, and the Western Pike boys soccer team topped Wellston yesterday 10-1. In girls soccer, Wheelersburg was a 3-2 victor over Jackson, and Valley was triumphant over Waverly 9-0. Yesterday in girls volleyball, South Webster prevailed over Southeastern Ross. Waverly down Washington Courthouse. Oak Hill ousted New Boston. South Gallia topped East. South Point prevailed over Rock Hill. The Gallia Academy defeated Fairland, and Wheelersburg knocked off Notre Dame. The scores of all those girls volleyball games yesterday were 3-0. The Cincinnati Reds were off yesterday, but they are back in action this evening. They're out on the West Coast kicking off a 3-game series with the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight. That's a 9-10 first pitch, if I'm not mistaken. Cincinnati right there in the thick of the wild card hunt. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns will both conclude their preseason activities tomorrow, as the Bengals will host the Colts while the Browns will entertain the Rams. Both of those games kick off at 1 o'clock. Don't expect to see a lot of the starters out there for either squad tomorrow, especially the Browns have already determined that Joe Flacco is their starting quarterback. The Bengals know good and well who their starting quarterback is going to be.
You think?
Yeah, Joey B's got that pretty well nailed down. I don't see him going out there and taking some of the hits that he took at that Monday night preseason win at the Washington Commanders earlier in the week. Soccer tomorrow, professionally, the Columbus Crew and FC Cincinnati will both be in action. The Crew will host New England. FC Cincinnati will entertain the New York City Football Club. Both of those matchups will get underway tomorrow evening at 7:30. The NASCAR Cup Series will race at Daytona International Speedway tomorrow evening at 7:30. So that's what's going on regionally and abroad. We'll take a timeout, and when we return, we'll talk stats from the first half and check some scores from other games. It is 23-6. The West Senators enjoy a 17-point halftime lead over the Fairland Dragons. This is high school football on Mix 99.3. We're back in 3 minutes.
Eric Murphy Insurance Agency, they're proud to cheer for the home team, and even more proud to have you on their team. Whether you need insurance for your home, car, or business, they have your back. And because the local community is so important to them, they'll be right there with you, cheering for your team. Contact the Barrett Murphy Insurance Agency today for more information about a policy from Encova Insurance. Visit the Barrett Murphy Insurance Agency at 1031 Gallia Street in Portsmouth. Online at barrettmurphy.com.
Minford Telephone and TV. The local choice. The best choice. Your internet experts with fiber fast efficiency. Generations of exceptional service. Stay connected with a legacy. Online at falcon1.net. Minford Telephone and TV. The local choice. The best choice.
To the 10, to the 5. Quality heating and air. Here is a drive deep to left center. That ball is quality heating and air. Side by side on turn number 4. It's going to be quality heating and air. When you think of something good, think of quality heating and air. On Route 52, just west of Portsmouth in Sugar Grove. The next time you're in need of a new AC unit or repairs, call Quality Heating and Air. 740-858-4363. That's 740-858-4363.
SOMC is proud to introduce the redesigned practice of the SOMC Orthopedic Associates. The improvements integrate orthopedic surgery, physical medicine and rehabilitation, and podiatry into a single comprehensive office. These key specialties work together to deliver coordinated, patient-centered care. By streamlining services, SOMC aims to enhance communication among providers. Comprehensive care for a body in motion. Call 740-356-1709 to schedule an appointment.
Little's Grease Trap Removal in Wheelersburg has been servicing restaurants around the region since 1966. Little's crew is equipped with a 4,000-gallon vacuum truck and a portable grease system for hard-to-access traps, allowing Little's professional technicians to get in and out quickly with minimal impact on your business. After your grease trap is pumped, Little's properly disposes of the waste and provides you with official documentation. Little's offers 24-hour service 7 days a week. From major problems to little issues, contact Little's Grease Trap Removal.
A remodel can be exciting like a walk down the red carpet, or it can be exciting like a stroll over hot coals. If you're going to do a remodel, do it right. Consult with a Waypoint Living Spaces dealer designer. They will work with you to determine your style and deliver exactly what you had in mind. On time, on budget, Easy.
Tri-State Kitchens at 8516 Ohio River Road, Wheelersburg is your local Waypoint dealer. Phone 740-574-2802.
At halftime, the West Senators have a 23-6 lead over the Fairland Dragons. This is the My Own Bible app halftime show brought to you by the Calvary Baptist Church on Waller Street in Portsmouth. I'm Chuck Greenslade along with Matt Payton. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's check some scores from elsewhere around the area. While it's 23-6 here in favor of the Senators over in Kentucky. The Raceland Rams have a 14-0 second quarter lead over the Ashland Tomcats. Raceland has been state runner-up over in the Bluegrass State the last 2 years in the Kentucky Small School Division. Eastern Pike, the three-time reigning champions of the Southern Ohio Conference Division I, has a 13-0 second quarter lead over South Point out of the Ohio Valley Conference. The Gallia Academy, which certainly had its struggles last year, an OVC school, has a 10-6 halftime lead over the visiting Boyd County Lions. Greenup County and Pike Central are scoreless in the first. Southeastern Ross has a 14-0 halftime lead over the East High Tartans. Coach Bobby Boldman's Notre Dame Titans are up on Fairfield Christian, 13-6 in the second quarter. Wheelersburg has a 16-0 second quarter lead over Kip Columbus. Rock Hill leads Minford 13-7 last count. That game can be heard on WNXT2 using the Local Happenings app. Russell and Colgrove are going at it tonight. The Hornets lead the Red Devils 8-6 in the second quarter. The Miami Trace Panthers are up on Waverly 14-0. That third quarter has already gotten underway there. Oak Hill and Wellston are all tied at 14 in the second period. And those are the scores that we have to report to you here at halftime. Again, our score is 23-6 in favor of the West Senators as they lead the visiting Fairland Dragons. We'll take a 3-minute timeout, and when we return, Matt will hook us up with a look at the first half stats. This is the My Own Bible app halftime show presented by Calvary Baptist Church on Mix 99.3.
High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Little's Septic Service, Little's Grease Trap Removal, Little's Excavating, and Mr. Reuter Plumbing. The Counseling Center, Clark's Pump and Shop, First State Bank, the Minford IGA, Westside IGA, and Westside Hardware, Appalachian Marketing Media, and Dyer Insurance.
Hi, I'm Jay Hash with Hope Source. Hope Source helps individuals and families live complete, meaningful, and happy lives. We offer a full array of high-quality mental health and addiction treatment services to meet the individual needs of every person we serve. In every interaction, we provide the care we would expect for our closest friends or loved ones. No matter your situation, there is hope. For information, check out our website at hopesourcetreatment.com. Find us on Facebook or call 740-353-HOPE.
Hello, this is Megan Martin, Banking Center Manager at First State Bank. At First State Bank, we believe that when we build up our customers, our communities, and each other, we can make a lifelong difference. When you bank with us, you're supporting the local coffee shop down the street, a young couple's first home, and the community you live in. Stop in at our Portsmouth Banking Center or visit our website at fsb4me.com. That's FSB, the number 4me.com. First State Bank, built on belief. Member FDIC.
Visit your local groceries, the Minford IGA and Westside IGA, as well as Westside Hardware. At the Minford and Westside IGAs, you'll find full-service delis with fresh-cut Angus beef and daily lunch specials. The Westside IGA offers up an incredible 18-inch pizza special, which provides a 2-topping 18-inch pizza, a bag of chips, and a 2-liter, all for just $19.99. Right beside the Westside IGA is Westside Hardware. They've got all kinds of tools and fasteners, as well as an extensive amount of items pertaining to automotive, carpentry, plumbing, and heating and air. The Minford IGA, Westside IGA, and Westside Hardware open 7 days a week.
Don't shop for tires at a dealer whose idea of selection is Whitewall or Blackwall. Head to the dealer who carries the brands you trust. Michelin offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Next time you need tires, get the selection you deserve.
See Bob and Floyd's Tire Sales, routes 23 south at 52 west, downtown Portsmouth.
If you're looking for a sharp used vehicle, give Coles a call. Coles Auto Sales in West Portsmouth offers a great selection of vehicles that are easy on gas, easy on the eyes, and easy on the wallet. So give Coles a call. Coles offers financing. Bad credit, no problem. All you need is proof of income and a down payment. You can apply for pre-approval by visiting Coles Auto Sales on Facebook. Give Coles a call. at 740-357-6009 and visit their new and larger location at 16127 US 52 in West Portsmouth.
At halftime, the West Senators have a 23-6 lead over the Fairland Dragons. You're tuned in to the My Own Bible app halftime show presented by the Calvary Baptist Church at 2306 Waller Street in Portsmouth. I'm Chuck Greenslade along with Matt Payton. Hey, quick shout out to Tyler McQuithy of the new Boston Glenwood Tigers boys soccer team. He had 3 goals in NB's 7-6 victory over White Oak. I believe that was yesterday. Got a text from our friend Adam Cox, the boys varsity basketball coach of the Glenwood Tigers. So shout out to Tyler McQuithy.
He's been, I tell you what, Adam Cox has been very active this offseason. After having that knee surgery, I think he had, I think he's got a renewed spirit.
He's bionic now. He's got a new knee and he can run even faster.
Exactly. So be on the lookout for Adam Cox running around.
Tell you what, there were some West Senators that were showing in this first half that they can run pretty quick too. Guys like Braden Atkins and others, and Anthony Bishop on a 96-yard touchdown run. It's time for the first half stats. Matt, tell us how we have arrived to this 23-6 West Senator lead.
Well, let's go over some stats, and let's start first with the team stats, and we'll start with the visitors because that's how nice we are.
Yep.
We'll go Fairland. Fairland had 6 first downs. They had 3 passing, 3 rushing. They were 3 of 6 on third down efficiency, 1 of 2 on fourth down. They have 110 total yards of offense, 74 yards in the air and 36 yards on the ground. They had 5 penalties for 31 yards, and they have 16 minutes and 17 seconds time of possession. Now let's look at individual stats for the Dragons. Owen Burcham is 6 of 10 for 74 yards and a touchdown pass. He has his receivers, Kenyon Smith, 1 catch, -2 yards. Ford Rickard has 3 catches for 59 yards and a touchdown. Kyan Blake has 1 catch for 8. Kristen Bompus does not have a catch. He has a couple targets. And Connor Black has 1 catch for 9. Rushing the ball for the Dragons, they have Kristen Bompus, 4 carries for 18 yards. Davin Murray, 3 carries for 4. Xander Collins, 3 for 16. And Owen Burcham, 7 carries for 17 yards. Now, let's take a look at the team stats and individual for the home team on the board, the West Senators. Senators also had 6 first downs, 3 passing, 3 rushing, same as the Dragons. They were 2 of 5 on third down conversion, 1 of 2 on fourth down. They have 257 total yards of offense, 133 yards passing, and 124 yards rushing. I think they'll take that 50-50 balance.
Absolutely.
They have 1 penalty for 10 yards, very solid. And they have 7 minutes and 6 seconds of time possession. So double the yards, same amount of first downs, and basically less than half the time as Fairland. Individual stats for the Senators. Brody Hall has 4 of 7 passing for 133 yards and 2 touchdown passes. His receivers, Braden Atkins, 2 catches, 72 yards and a touchdown. Anthony Bishop, 1 catch for 8. And Christian Carrasco, 1 catch for 53 yards and a touchdown. Rushing the ball for the Senators. Weston Ratcliffe, 1 carry for 5 yards. Braden Atkins, 2 for -1. Bo Roten, 2 for 6. And the big one, Anthony Bishop, 10 carries, 114 yards, 11.4 average, and a touchdown. And Chuck, let's get into a very important stat, turnovers.
The Turnover Report is a service of the Barrett Murphy Insurance Agency at 1031 Gallia Street in Portsmouth. Isn't it time you turned your insurance needs over to Barrett Murphy? Give Dan Castee a call at 740-353-3121.
We had 1 turnover for each team, and it happened exactly 1 play apart. There was only a play separating the 2 plays. First was West picking off, it was Ford Rickard picking off Brody Hall for a 6-yard return. And then 2 plays later, Braden Atkins picked off Owen Burcham for an interception at the 2-yard line, no return. So that is our 2 turnovers for the first half.
Thank you, Matt. It is 23-6. West leads Fairland. We are just a couple minutes away from kicking off the second half. You've been listening to the My Own Bible halftime show brought to you by the Calvary Baptist Church at 2306 Waller Street in Portsmouth. While making great efforts to reach the world with the gospel, Calvary Baptist Church and My Own Bible seek to support all the student, athletes, and families of Southern Ohio. You are invited to be our guest at Calvary Baptist Church this Sunday. My Own Bible exists to bring the Word of God to the world. With the Bible in over 30 languages, this mission is being accomplished. If you are looking for a Bible app, a daily devotional, or a Bible reading plan, My Own Bible can help. On the My Own Bible platform, you can search and share Scripture with just a touch of your screen. Download My Own Bible today for your computer, Apple, or Android device and discover the many Bible helps available to you, from devotional and Bible reading plans to commentaries and Bible helps resources. My Own Bible is a powerful tool for the gospel of Jesus Christ. For more info about Calvary Baptist Church or My Own Bible, visit becauseofcalvary.com. We'll take a 60-second TO and be back to kick off the second half. This is high school football on Mix 99.3.
Corner, Route 140 in Slocum is the perfect way to start the day. The BP convenience store opens the doors at 5:30 with home-cooked breakfast, coffee, and that first smile of the day. Everything from groceries, pop candy, bread, milk, or fertilizer. They've even got an ATM for fast cash. Starting at 11 o'clock, enjoy delicious homemade pizza cooked to order. And remember, the BP convenience store will also deliver your home heating, fuel, and kerosene. Your one-stop shop for everything is the BP convenience store, Route 140 in Slocum, where it's good and green, both sides of the street.
High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Conley Trucking and Conley River Terminal, the Scioto County Career Technical Center, Carpenters Local Union 437, the Glockner Family of Dealerships, Gamps John Deere and Convenience Store, SOMC, Portsmouth Insurance, Monroe's Frame and Collision, the McKinley Funeral Home, as well as Collier Companies.
You're listening to high school football on Mix 99.3, and a big hello to the viewers who are watching this game on AppalachianMarketingMedia.com. 23-6, the West Senators lead the Fairland Dragons as we get set to begin the second half of play. I'm Chuck Greenslade along with Matt Payton. We appreciate you tuning in. Christian Carrasco, who scored a touchdown in the first half. He was on the receiving end of a Brody Hall pass off of a double reverse flea flicker. What a play that was. He now has the ball teed up and is getting set to kick it away to start this third period. It's a high end over end kick. This is going to be Trimble coming away with the kickoff at the 14. He's got speed. He showed it a couple times, and he finally has gotten into the clear. He brings the ball back across the 50, down the numbers, and he could make a house call. No, he is brought down just inside the 5-yard line. A touchdown saving tackle by the Senators, Keegan Salem, but not before a tremendous return by 5'7", 130-pound freshman Aiden Trimble. And Matt, the first time he touched the ball on a kickoff return, I thought there's some speed there, and it finally just got an opportunity to show.
Oh my goodness, he's like a lightning in a bottle.
I don't believe I'd be kicking to that young man anymore, but after that tremendous return in excess of 70 yards, he has set the Dragons up first and goal from the 4-yard line to begin this second half. It's always good when your drive begins within the Quality Heating and Air red zone. Quality Heating and Air is on Route 52 in Sugar Grove. Here's a give right up the middle, and the Fairland running back powers his way down to around the 2. On that carry was Xander Collins, the 6'1", 170-pound junior. Second down and goal now from the 2. Fairland no huddle, right back to the line of scrimmage. Here is Collins again, and he will take the handoff up the middle and into the end zone. Touchdown. Well, I can even give you the scoring drive on this one. It was pretty simple. 2 plays, 4 yards, and 34 seconds off the clock as it was capped by a 2-yard carry courtesy of Xander Collins. And with that, you have just gotten your Real Estate Gallery scoring recap, a service of Nancy Hawk at the Real Estate Gallery, Wheelersburg and Portsmouth. For all of your real estate needs, phone 740-574-9902 or log on to realestategallery.com. There's been a change in the score. Changes happen quick, especially when you get your tires changed at Bob and Floyd's on Chillicothe Street in Portsmouth. The snap was a little behind the holder, Kylan Blake, but he made a nice adjustment to reach back toward his right shoulder and get that snap and get it down in time for Joshua Hunt to boot the extra point through. So that 17-point lead that West enjoyed just moments ago has quickly evaporated down to 10. And if Fairland does a few more things like what we saw in the first 34 seconds of this half, all of a sudden, the Dragons will be right back in this game. We're back in 60 seconds on Mix 99.3.
Of dollars on marketing that doesn't work. Appalachian Marketing Media can grow your business with targeted marketing strategies, tactics, and resources that actually do work. Appalachian Marketing Media sells market-friendly websites that are designed to convert traffic into clients. Appalachian Marketing Media provides superior customer service and will quickly respond to any of your website needs. With packages starting at $2,000, contact Appalachian Marketing Media on Facebook and learn more on their website.
Why is Southern Ohio Medical Center Urology Associates the perfect choice for you? It starts with the expert care of board-certified urologist Dr. Stephen Willems, followed by a variety of procedures offered right in the office, which means no hospital stay and a quicker recovery. Along with general urology care, SOMC Urology Associates also offers the latest in advanced treatments for enlarged prostate, including urolift and aquablation, board-certified expertise, and the latest procedures in prostate care. SOMC Urology Associates is the perfect choice. Call us at 740-3564-URO today.
The Fairland Dragons are set to kick the ball away to the West Senators. 23-13, Fairland scoring within the first 34 seconds of the second half. Here is the boot. It's going to be fielded at the 16-yard line. It's Keegan Salem on the return. He hits the wedge, brings the ball right up the middle of the field, tracking along the far hash marks, and he will carry the ball out across the 30-yard line to the 35, and that's where this Senator drive will begin. Well, Matt, I don't think any coach, player, or fan of that particular team likes the idea of being down by 17 points at halftime, but if you are on that Fairland sideline, you gotta love the way that your team opened up the start of the second half, and it was all provided by that catalytic kickoff return courtesy of freshman Aiden Trimble. He returned the second half kickoff 79 yards to the 4-yard line, setting up Fairland first and goal, and 2 plays later, the Dragons were in the end zone. Here's a nice play right up the gut as the ball is advanced out to the 40-yard line for a gain of 5. This is Roten on the carry. That'll bring up second down and 5. And if you're a West fan, you love to see the Senators come out and respond just like that. A little ground and pound, flexing some muscle.
Yeah, a little bit flex the muscle and also try to, see if they can build take a little bit. They have a lead. Now let's see if they can chew some clock, because Fairland took up a ton of clock in the first half. Meanwhile, West only had ball for 7 minutes and 44 seconds. So there's okay, let's see if we can run some clock down, preserve the lead, have a nice methodical drive.
The Senators did score 3 touchdowns, though, in that amount of time in the first half. Here is Roden again. He was stopped, it looked like, and then he reached down and found another gear and motors the ball out across the 45-yard line to the 46 for a gain of 6 and a Senator first down. I've made references like this in the past, and I just believe it firmly. There's certain types of plays that you enjoy success with if you're an offensive unit. Like that double reverse flea flicker. That's a play where it resulted in points, but if you're a defender, it might hurt you on the scoreboard, but it doesn't hurt your feelings too bad. It's just kind of like, okay, you got fooled. When you're getting run on like that, it is demoralizing. Ball on the ground. It is loose. Look out. And let's see. I think the Fairland Dragons defense has recovered. They have. So the pitch back to the West ball carrier. He lost the handle upon getting met by a couple of Fairland defenders. Ball hits the ground. The Dragons recover, and Fairland's offense will return to the field, trailing 23-13 with 10:07 left in the third quarter. The first 1 minute and 53 seconds of this second half couldn't have started more horrifically for the West Senators, as the Dragons are on the cusp of getting back into this ball game. That was a Hope Source fumble recovery. Start your recovery today by calling Jay Hash at Hope Source. The number is 740-353-HOPE.
And that was a run by Weston Ratcliffe, who got hit and ball popped out and picked up by number 10, Luke Ball.
Burcham tries to swing a pass out left side. He does, but it's short, incomplete. The intended receiver, I believe, was Ford Rickard, although Connor Black was over there in that general vicinity as well. They were side by side one another. Second down and 10. And the West defense, which came up with several stops in the first half, certainly needs one here, because if Fairland winds up with a touchdown on this drive, and all of a sudden what was a 17-point lead becomes a 3-point advantage, then anxiety levels are going to increase on that West sideline. Trips to the right, one receiver to the left, ball in the middle of the field. Burcham out of the gun, takes a snap, rolls to his right, throws on the run. Rickard makes the reception, but he is met by Roten at the 45-yard line. Roten was there to make initial contact, and then coming over to ensure that Rickard didn't go any further was Carson Carver. And the ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line.
So interesting here, third down. A little bit different stuff coming out from Fairland. As one thing I have noticed in years past, Fairland does a really good job with their second half adjustments.
Yeah. Gain of 3 on that last play. Bunch trips to the right side. Burcham running option, it looks like, to the left side, although there was not a lot of separation between he and his pitch man. Burcham pulls it down. He takes the ball inside the 20. Bobs and weaves his way down inside the 10, inside the 5, and he'll be stopped at the 1-yard line. 34 yards on the run by the sophomore quarterback, Owen Burcham. We've mentioned his speed time and time again, and he's had the opportunity to showcase it on a few plays so far in this game. That latter play, certainly one of them. And with that, the Dragons back in the quality heating and air red zone, knocking on the door. Here's a give up the middle. The ball carry is met right at the line of scrimmage and stuff. No gain on the play. I believe that was Xander Collins taking the handoff from Burcham. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 1. West is doing a nice job stopping up the middle for the most part, but when these Dragon skill players get the edge, as was the case with Owen Burcham the play before, they can hurt you.
Yep. Look for maybe a rollout here, try to get Burcham on the edge. And try to get to this.
And I'm rolling him to the right side, which is the wide side of the field. Give him that extra 15, 20 yards to work with. 2 backs in the backfield with Burcham. He's going to give to the left halfback. His first carry, and it's going to go as a touchdown. First time we've mentioned his name. This is Garrett Massey. He's a 5'8", 165-pound junior, and he has made it a 23-19 ball game with 8:34 left to play in the 3rd quarter. 2 touchdowns by the Fairland Dragons in the first 3 minutes and 26 seconds of the second half, and they are an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
I tell you what, Chuck.
Game on.
Buckle up. Here we go.
If you thought it was over, delete that thought from your mind. Here is the extra point try by Hunt, and it somehow gets through. The snap was bobbled by the holder, but he did a nice job getting it down, and Hunt did a nice job staying with it. Sometimes you see both the holder and the kicker bail on a snap such as that, but they both stayed right with it. They bang it through, 23-20. West now all of a sudden clinging to a 3-point lead after leading by 17 at the start of the second half. This is high school football on Mix 99.3, back in 60.
Petersburg wishes the best to all local teams and proudly commends the hard work put forth by our local high school athletes. Halls Napa is Scioto County's oldest running, family-owned Napa auto parts store, and the folks at Halls appreciate all of their loyal customers. Halls Napa carries auto parts and fluids, Milwaukee power tools, wipers, batteries, jump boxes, and more. Visit Halls Napa Auto Parts at 11774 Gallia Pike Road in Petersburg, and be sure to check out Halls Napa on Facebook. The Carpenters Local Union 437 is actively seeking apprentices and journeyman carpenters. Your pay is based on your experience, but you'll start out earning a good living wage with health care and pension. The Carpenters Union takes an earn-as-you-learn approach to their apprenticeship, ensuring you earn a good living wage with benefits for your family right from the start. And every apprentice will graduate with an associate degree. To learn more about joining your local Carpenters Union, contact Trampus Puckett at Carpenters Local 437, phone 740-354-7518.
Back to play at the Rock. Joshua Hunt kicks the ball away for the Fairland Dragons, and the kickoff is kind of shallow over toward the far sideline, mishandled by the West return man Micah Barnes, but he's able to retrieve possession and then go down to a knee at the 20. So all in all, not bad starting field position for the West Senators. Anytime you see the ball hit the ground, you get a little nervous, but that worked out okay for the Senators. 8:31 left to play in the 3rd period, and so far this second half has been owned by the Fairland Dragons. There has been a change in the score. Changes happen quick, especially when you get your tires changed at Bob and Floyd's on Chillicothe Street in Portsmouth. The Senators need something good to happen after seeing the Dragons reel off 14 quick ones. Trips to the left side. Hall drops back, setting up a screen in the middle to Bishop. Bishop makes a reception, cuts to the right, squirts his way through a couple defenders, still on his feet, out across the 40, across the 45, and brought down around the midfield stripe. And just as West needed something good to happen, the Senators deliver a 30-yard pitch and catch on the middle screen. Brody Hall to Anthony Bishop. It'll be 1st and 10 West at the 50. Matt, let's check that scoring recap moments ago by the Dragons. It's a service of Nancy Hawk at the Real Estate Gallery, Wheelersburg and Portsmouth. For all of your real estate needs, phone 574-9902 or log on to realestategallery.com.
Chuck, that scoring drive was a 5-play, 38-yard drive, covered a minute 47 off the clock. It was a touchdown pass from Owen Burcham, or no, handoff, touchdown pass to, handoff to Garrett Massey for 1 yard out. Josh Hunt with the extra point, 23-20. Senators still lead.
14 points for the Dragons in the first 3:26. Here's Bishop right up the gut, maintaining his balance and sprinting his way down inside the 30-yard line for another West first down, another big gainer for Bishop. Bishop had over 100 yards in the first quarter. 96 of those came on one play. But, boy, with what he's doing here on this drive, he might be nearing the 200-yard mark before it's all said and done with. Eventually, they will spot this ball at the 27, so this goes for a rip-off of 23 yards. And we've got a timeout taken. No, I beg your pardon. It's an injury timeout.
It looks like a cramp.
Yeah.
Possibly.
And, you know, Matt, that's something that we so often see in these opening games because typically it's a little hotter at this time of year. We didn't really see it all that often last night at the Portsmouth Coliseum where we watched the Trojans take on Unioto to kick off Scioto County's high school football season simultaneously with Northwest hosting Piketon. But it was much cooler last night than it is tonight, and it looked like it was going to be a rather cool day on this opening Friday of week one up until about 11:30, and then all of a sudden the sun started to peek out from behind the clouds, and it really warmed up a lot this afternoon and on into this evening. It's still not too bad around the 80-degree mark, but that's warm when you're a big lineman out there fighting all night trying to make blocks for your skill guys.
Exactly, and sometimes that happens. And as we saw, Fairland is very thin at the line position, so those guys are going both ways. Might be wearing on them just a tad.
That's Brandon Kirk, a 6 foot, 220-pound senior. Good to see him up and walking off the field under his own power.
You know, I read supposedly the Farmer's Almanac said we aren't going to get rain until next month.
You know what? I love my lawn, and I take a lot of pride in it, but I have taken the Ivan Drago approach with it at this point. If it dies, it dies. I'm over it. I'm done. I don't want to cut it anymore. It's football time, and I'm busy.
They got time for that.
I got 3/4 of an acre, and I love my zero turn, but I've got stuff to do. Here is Brody Hall out of the gun, takes a snap, a design quarterback run, and the keeper will move the ball down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line, gain of 8. Second down and 2 coming up for West, and with that, the Senators have advanced the football into the Quality Heating and Air red zone. Quality Heating and Air can be found on Route 52 in Sugar Grove, where they proudly offer Ream products. Shout out to my boy Phil Rideout just down the street from us here at The Rock. Hopefully he's having a good evening. Maybe listening to us here on Mix 99.3 or watching on the Appalachian Marketing Media website.
But either way, we're getting quality, hopefully.
Quality. This has been a quality drive so far for the Senators, and that was a really nice run by Brody Hall. Here is a jet sweep. It's Atkins on the carry, and he's going to be brought down by Bumpus around the 17-yard line, and I believe
it's either 18 or 17. It's pretty close.
Really close to a first down. Let's see where the officials finally put it down. They say first down. Needed 2, and that's exactly what Atkins gets. First and 10 for the Senators at the 17 going in. This is a really nice response by Coach Todd Gilliland's Senators after seeing Fairland rip off 14 points here before the fans got back from the concessions and the restrooms to get settled in for the second half.
And main thing is clock's rolling while this is going too. They're picking up first downs, clock's rolling, keeping the ball on the ground. Pretty solid. Bishop right now, 11 carries, 137 yards. He's at 12.45 pop.
That's pretty solid, isn't it? Nice average.
You give him 2 carries here, he's in the end zone, according to his average.
Of course, he had a 20-yard run on this drive and a 27-yard run, had a 96-yard run earlier. Here's a give up the middle, and the pile is pushed inside the 15 to the 14. That was Roten there. Second down and 7.
Aiden Kirk and company.
Coming up on the halfway mark of the third period. 6 minutes in the books and 6 more minutes to go in this quarter. It seems like we have seen an awful lot of action in 6 minutes of play.
It really has. I mean, we kind of saw that in the first quarter, too.
Yeah. This is a big drive for West, Matt. The Senators, if they can punch one in here, they would stretch the lead back to 2 possessions, and you almost feel with this Fairland offense, as potent as it is and as quick scoring capabilities as it possesses, to have that 2-possession cushion is big. We got a timeout before this snap taken by Coach G's Senators. We'll step away as well for 60 seconds. It's 23-20. West leads Fairland at the 5:40 mark of the third period. This is high school football on Mix 99.3.
Presented in part by these following sponsors: AJ's Auto Sales and Bell's Body Shop. Be listening to high school sports all season long on Mix 99.3.
Harris Floor Covering, located at 610 9th Street, Portsmouth, is the area's leading floor covering contractor. Harris Floor Covering has everything for your home or business, including resilient tile, sheet flooring, quarry tile, ceramic tile, outdoor floors, industrial floors, carpet, acoustic ceiling, underlayment, and more. Call Stephen Harris at 740-353-7959 or 740-352-9212. Harris Floor Covering, proud supporters of the youth of the area.
Steve and Stephen Harris of Harris Floor Covering, longtime supporters of high school sports on local radio. They present the opening kickoff prior to the start of each high school football game, and they do the same for the opening tip-off come basketball season. With 5:40 left to play in the third period, the West Senators have a 23-20 lead over the Fairland Dragons. West led by 17 to start the second half. Fairland ripped off 2 touchdowns within 3.5 minutes, but now the Senators are marching toward their goal line. Here is Bishop taking the pitch, left side. He bobs and weaves a little bit, but cannot find a lot of running room, and he is actually going to be stopped for maybe a short loss. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to give him the 14-yard line, so we'll call it no gain on the play. 3rd down and 7 coming up for West. Every time you see Bishop get to the edge, you kind of hold your breath because something potentially good could happen, as we've seen time and time again already in this game. But the Fairland defense, I thought, did a really nice job there, swarming to him, almost treating that as if it was a kickoff or punt coverage. Everybody almost staying in a lane and not giving him an alley to bust through. Hall out of the gun, rolls to his right. Looking, he's going to pull it down and go, and Hall is going to carry the ball inside the 10-yard line down to the 7.
That's pretty close.
Very close. Looks like it is going to be 4th down, but I'm sure West will go for it. Looks to be a little less than a yard short of the yardage needed to move the sticks.
I would go for it in this situation. I mean, it would make it a 6-point game where you're putting extra point on the line, but then again, if they tip the ball, they have to go 94 yards the other way.
Tell you what, when you got Bo Roden in your backfield and Anthony Bishop and Braden Atkins on the jet sweeps and Hall, who's had a couple nice runs on this drive, I like your chances at getting a yard more than I do a kick. But it looks like trouble here. The give goes to Bishop, right side, and he did not get there. A big defensive stop by the Fairland Dragons, and West, which had so much promise with that drive, will wind up turning it over on downs. 1st and 10 going the other way for the Fairland Dragons, who trail 23-20 with 4:10 left in the 3rd period. The ball will be placed down at the Dragons' own 8-yard line, or just shy of it.
It was a 9. What we got?
Going to put it down at the 8.
Okay.
You know, we saw West have some come-from-behind victories several times last year. They trailed by double-digit margins and found a way to win. The Chillicothe game comes to mind. We were here for that. And now it seems to be going the other direction, and there's nothing that can spark you like a come-from-behind win. West started off 0-2 last year and then wound up reeling off 7 straight wins en route to an 8-4 finish. But if you're on the other side of a come-from-behind victory, or if then you suffer a loss in which you squandered a lead, man, can it ever demoralize you.
Well, here's something on too that's maybe starting to creep in their heads. Fairland's had West's number for past few years.
4 straight wins.
And it's one of those, like, not again. Like,
I don't know what's up here. Fairland let the play clock go down, and then the Dragons will take a timeout. Play clock obviously wasn't running because the drive hadn't started, so I don't know what took so long to get a play call in there, but they don't get it in, and they take the TO, and we'll take one as well. It occurs at the 4:10 mark of the 3rd period with West up 23-20, but right now the momentum has shifted to the Dragons. This is high school football on Mix 99.3. We're back in 60.
37, the McKinley Funeral Home has been there for families in a most stressing time of need. They've been there with their comfort and understanding, and the McKinley Funeral Home will continue to serve area families with a commitment even deeper than before. Call the McKinley Funeral Home and talk with their friendly, knowledgeable staff, always willing to go that extra step in making sure you're well pleased. That's the McKinley Funeral Home, located on U.S. Route 23 in Lucasville.
Phone 740-259-2481.
Penn Station East Coast Subs is a proud supporter of local high school sports and is always as fresh as the next play. With taste, quality, and generous portions, there's absolutely nothing quite like the Philly cheesesteak, the club, the Reuben chicken teriyaki, or the Italian. With great service and a friendly smile, Penn Station invites you in for lunch, dinner, or after the game and movie. And when you need a quality and healthy taste fix, it's Penn Station East Coast Subs, your first stop on the left into the viaduct, where at Penn Station, it's all about good taste.
1st and 10 for the Fairland Dragons. A middle screen set up to Bumpus. Burcham connects with him, and Bumpus gets the ball out across the 15-yard line to the 16-yard line for a gain of 8 to bring up 2nd down and 2. This Fairland drive beginning inside the 10-yard line. It started at the 8-yard line, but after that 8-yard pickup, the Dragons offense has a little bit of breathing room. West leads 23-20. Clock rolling with 3:40 left to play in the 3rd quarter. West had a 17-point edge at halftime, but so far here in the 3rd quarter, the Dragons have outscored the Senators 14-0. Trips to the right. Here's a give up the middle. The ball carrier hit pretty hard right around the line of scrimmage, but falls forward for a gain of 1. Xander Collins is the ball carrier, and it's going to be 3rd down for Fairland. Making that stop was Zane Evans. That's a pretty good hit there, Matt. That might be in the conversation for the Monroe's Framing Collision, big collision of the game.
I'll tell you what, he's had some big hits tonight. Him, Bo Roten.
Yeah, that Carson Carver sack, too. That certainly might be a worthy candidate for that big collision award.
We do have some candidates. That's always a good thing.
No doubt. We'll talk about all that during the Menford Telephone, Menford TV post-game report. We'll name all kinds of awards. Looks like we've got a timeout for a measurement. Yeah. You know, while we have a moment here, we saw something a little awkward before that Fairland Dragon timeout. It was at the start of the drive, so the clock had stopped, and Coach Jackson let the play clock run down all the way to about 1 second and then called the TO. So he essentially provided his team with about 1 minute and 39 seconds worth of rest. And I wonder if that was by intent. This Fairland offense has been on the field a lot here in this 3rd quarter. Do you reckon it might have been something to that extent? I can't imagine it being confusion on getting a play call in. I almost can't help but speculate he intentionally wanted to give his guys a little rest.
Like we talked about, they have a very thin roster compared to years past, and they have very thin lines. Like their lines is not that big, so he's just relaxed. I think they're trying to get some water in them, get rested and fluid, and be ready for big. This is the biggest drive of the game right now for him.
The measurement indicates that Fairland was short, 3rd and inches. Here's a give up the middle, and not a lot, but not a whole lot was needed. Yeah, that should be enough for the 1st down. Credit Xander Collins with a gain of 1. Out to the 19. 1st and 10 for the Fairland Dragons. Those are the football just shy of the 19-yard line. Checking into the game for the Senators is Braylon Newman. He's a 5'11", 293-pound senior. It has been all Fairland in this 3rd period of play. An option near side. Burcham going to keep it, and he is going to have himself a nice carry. Still on his feet, out across the 40, and finally brought down at the 42-yard line. Making the stop for West is Tilton Rapp, the 5'10", 192-pound junior. West defensively was all over the pitch man on that option to the near side, but they forgot about the guy that's been hurting them the most, and that's the quarterback, Owen Burcham, and his legs.
And honestly, I'd almost say give it to the pitch guy.
If I had to pick one of the two, I would rather him pitch it to the pitch man than let the quick little quarterback hurt you.
Yeah, he's up to 9 carries, 75 yards. He's averaging 8.33 a carry.
But, you know, in a perfect world, both those guys need to be covered. So West, discipline-wise, needs to work on that a little bit. Somebody's got to have the quarterback. Somebody's got to have the pitch man on an option. Here's a give up the middle. Another hard run and a pretty hard hit on that play. It is Collins again on the carry, and he's been much more active running the football here in the 2nd half than he was in the 1st. He'll take the ball out to the 47-yard line, gain of 4 on the play to set up a 2nd down and a long 6, as the late Jim Snuffy Smith used to say when describing that yardage to gain that was a little bit in between two distances.
Was that Collins, or Murray?
That was Collins.
Okay, that's what I thought. Man, he runs hard.
6'1", 170-pound junior. We haven't seen a lot of Murray. The 5'10", 215-pound senior.
First half.
Yeah. He was pretty active early on and then just kind of disappeared. Here's Burcham looking. He looked to the left. Now goes back to the right. Pump fakes, pulls it down, and ooh, that might have been close to a horse color, but no flag. So we play on. A very short gain by Burcham on the scramble. Maybe. Nope, they're going to spot him right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It's 3rd down. And a big third down at that. Boy, West defensively needs a big stop here on this play. The Senators got so many big stops back in the first half. It just seems like the momentum has shifted over to the Fairland Dragons side. We're in the final minute of play in the third quarter. It looked like to start the second half that West might roll to an opening week win. Up by 17 at the turn, but now Fairland only trailing by 3. We've got a full start on Fairland, and that is the Dragons certainly hurting themselves there. Didn't need that. That will add to the level of difficulty as 3rd down and 6 now evolves into 3rd down and 11.
And that's 6 penalties now for the Dragons. Still, just 1 penalty for the Senators.
That's very good for the opening week.
I mean,
yeah,
that's going to be a huge talking point if it stays for Coach Gillen and crew.
Yep. Coach G said he would be joining myself and Mark Williams for the Saturday morning sports line tomorrow. Live from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Freshest wings ever.
They're always good, but they're just something special about sports line wings. Here's a pass, left side, caught, but a big hit over there. Nice stop, 2-yard gain, and making that great open field tackle is Zane Evans, and that was after Ford Rickard had made the reception, but boy, did Evans make him pay for it. They're going to eventually spot the ball at the 45-yard line, so let's call it a gain of 3. But it is 4th down and 8 coming up for the Dragons with 8.9 seconds left to play in the 4th. The officials will wind the clock, and that should be the final play of the quarter. As I had just mentioned, it looked like to start the 3rd period it was going to be all West, but as we get ready to begin the 4th, we've got ourselves a tight one here on opening night at the Rock. 23-20 Senators as they try to hold on to get this opening season win. This is high school football on Mix 99.3. We're back in 60.
You'll find fantastic food, hot coffee, cold beverages, and drive-through convenience. Pay at the pump, always clean and courteous.
Thank you.
Download the Clark's app to get signed up for the Clark's Loyalty Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase to redeem cents off gas or free products within the store. Visit the Clark's Pump and Shop nearest you with locations in Scioto, Pike, Lawrence, Jackson, Greenup, Lewis, and Boyd counties. Look for Clark's Marathon and Arco stations. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel. When in the market for retaining wall block, visit Portsmouth Block. Portsmouth Block manufactures several types of retaining wall block, including a brand known as Keystone Compact 3 Regency. Loved by those who buy it and install it, Keystone Compact is trusted by architects, engineers, and contractors around the world, as it artfully delivers a beautiful pattern, both gorgeous and efficient. Visit Portsmouth Block at 2700 Gallia Street in Portsmouth and look for Keystone Compact retaining wall block, manufactured right in Portsmouth. Online at portsmouthblock.com.
You're listening to high school football on Mix 99.3. Hello to all of our online viewers watching the game tonight on AppalachianMarketingMedia.com. 23-20, the West Senators have a 3-point lead as we begin the 4th period of play at the Rock in West Portsmouth. It's Fairland football. The Dragons are faced with 4th down and 8 from their own 45-yard line to start this final period. And lined up in punt formation is Kenyon Smith. We've got an official's timeout, though, before we get the first snap of this final quarter.
I know a couple guys on the crew I'm going to text after a game and give them a little bit of a hard time. Be like, hey, did you guys practice during the preseason or not? Actually, have been pretty good, though. I will give them credit.
You know, there are some things like being an official, even like being a broadcaster, you really can't practice that much.
No.
I mean, you can simulate certain things, you can read up on things, you can get some ideas together, but unlike the players on the field, you don't have 3 weeks prep or so before the season actually starts in full gear.
Hey, Chuck, did we have prep this week?
No, practice as you play. That's not by choice. There's just no alternative means.
We had a lot of changes this week.
We did.
But we're here, and it's here.
Yeah, it is here. You know, ready or not, here it comes. Football rolls around this time of year every single August. We do have all new equipment across the Total Media group of radio stations in Portsmouth. We have brand new studios, which we just moved into this past Monday. I'm hearing from several people that our sound quality is better than it's ever been before, so we appreciate everything that TMG has provided us with. Once we totally learn how to use it, we're going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
4th down and 8. It is Smith in punt formation, low snap.
I thought he was going to run with it for a minute.
It is punt is a major shank, which goes out of bounds and is caught by an assistant coach for the West Senators. Let's see where they spot this. It's going to be placed down. The official just still marching. He's going to eventually spot it at the 37-yard line, so that's where this West possession will begin. We do have a player down on the field. It looks like a cramp. That's a Fairland Dragon now. We've seen a cramp or two already in this game, and we've talked about how that's not out of the norm on a warm night in August. First game of the season.
18-yard punt there.
Boy, that's a big
I
play.
could have sworn he looked like he was about to take off running, was he not?
Yeah. The rugby-style punt.
Yeah.
And you see a lot more teams do that. If you've got an athlete who has that opportunity to pull it down and go, I think that's a great play. But, boy, when you're a punter who makes 4 steps toward the line of scrimmage and then you decide to punt, that certainly opens up an opportunity to get it blocked. But Kenyon Smith did a nice job there. He is definitely an athlete. 5'7", 130 pounds, sophomore. He's touched the ball in multiple ways throughout the course of this game. But he would love to have that kick back, I'm sure. An 18-yard punt was not what he was hoping for. West has pretty good field position to begin this drive. The Senators are up 23-20 with 11:55 left to play in the fourth period.
And I tell you what, what allows it does, allows your kickoff team or your kicking team to get downfield and provide great coverage if you can really buy time before you can kick it.
West will be back at home next week to host the Portsmouth Trojans. That game will air right here on Mix 99.3. First 3 games of the season for West are home contest. In week 3, the Senators will entertain Hillsborough. Then on the road, at Chillicothe, at Waverly, at home on September 26th against Menford, at Valley on October the 3rd. On the road at Northwest on October the 10th. Back home against Oak Hill the following week. Long season ahead for both these ball clubs as we get the season started.
As soon as the season happens, we say, oh, it's going to be a long season. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, we're in week 8 or week 9, week 10.
Yep. After that home week 9 matchup against Oak Hill, West will wrap up its regular season at their rivals from Wheelersburg.
Halloween Bowl, which probably won't be Halloween, I bet.
Nope, not this year. October 24th, a week prior. But that still has such a nice ring to it.
Look at the lights over there.
The Fairland fans have their iPhone flashlights lit up.
Looks like some fireflies over there.
The young man on the field still being tended to. That's the reason for the stoppage. It's Christian Bumpus, a 5'10", 160-pound junior who has been a really nice skill player for Fairland in this game. I hope that's just a cramp, Matt, but it doesn't look like he's putting any weight on either one of his legs as he's got a trainer under each arm carrying him to the sideline, and they are going to drop him over there on the sideline. Delicately, I might add. That might have been the wrong choice of words, but he is going to easily lie down on his belly and will continue to be tended to. Paul Boggs of the Portsmouth Daily Times sitting beside him as he reiterating, cramps hurt. Oh, believe you me, I know.
Especially like if it's a hot night like tonight, and when you're laying in bed and that cramp hits right around 1 or 2 a.m., you're just like, oh, yep, done. That might be the worst cramp.
You know, that doesn't happen to me that often, but it does happen to my wife on occasion. And you talking about bringing a guy out of the bed when your wife starts screaming and kicking at 1 a.m.? Yep. Here is a give up the middle. This looks to be Bishop. He's hit around the line of scrimmage, spins forward to the 39-yard line, gain of 2, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 8. That was a nice job by Bishop. That was a hard-earned 2 yards, and it looks like we've got another Fairland Dragon who is cramping up. This is Orion Tolbert. He is 6'2", 220-pound sophomore.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he is.
Are you sure she's faking the cramp or she's kicking you?
I think sometimes she just looks for an excuse. What'd you kick me for? I had a cramp. Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh.
All right, whatever.
Mrs. Green's sake,
Yeah.
keep it up.
Yep. I've known a lot of Charlies I like out there and a lot of horses, but I don't like a Charlie horse. They have no place in my life, that's for sure. We're going to have 2nd down and 8 here once play resumes. Let's step away for a 30-second TO. This is high school football on Mix 99.3.
On Slocum Heights Road in Wheelersburg. Not only works with commercial businesses, but helps out residents as well. From big to small, Conley's hauls it all. Sandstone, gravel, dirt, coal, and grain. For fill dirt or limestone, contact Conley Truck at 776-7634. Employing over 60 local people. In business since 1975. The full fleet of 18-wheelers and dump trucks. Call Conley Truck at 776-7634. Online at conleytrucking.net. For a quote, email conleytrucking@frontier.com.
FairlandSports.com. 23-20. The West Senators lead the Fairland Dragons with 11:42 left to play in the game. Fairland player Orion Tolbert still down, being tended to. It's a cramp, his right leg, and you can tell he is in some major discomfort. Hopefully that will come to an end here very, very soon. Those cramps, they hurt so bad while they're happening, but usually when they stop, they do stop, and you just hope that it doesn't come back once you finally get to the other side of it. We want to remind you that after the game, we have got all kinds of things that are set to transpire. Stay with us for the Minford Telephone and Minford TV postgame show. We'll check the Barrett Murphy Insurance Agency turnover report just as we did at halftime. Also, after the game, we'll look at our upcoming broadcast schedule by checking our Glockner Glance Toward the Future. We will also tell you how a player will receive a T-shirt courtesy of the Carpenters Local Union 437. Shout out to Trampus Puckett, former quarterback for the West Senators, who played his high school football here at West. Played, of course, the old stadium in Washington Township, but looking forward to talking about the Carpenters Local Union 437 and how they are a part of our high school sports this year. We'll also name the Roger Gray and Jim Snuffy Smith Player of the Game presented by Collier Companies, the Monroe's Raymond Collision Center Big Collision of the Game, and the Portsmouth Block Big Block of the Game. All that along with the Gamps John Deere Outstanding Run of the game.
Chuck, you want some scores?
I want scores.
Let's get some scores. Right now, Rock Hill's up on Minford 20-13. Just got a third quarter update. Fairfield Christian's now taking the lead 18-13 on Notre Dame.
Ooh, that's a tight one.
Wellston's up on Oak Hill 20-14. Eastern Pike still 13-0 in the third quarter. Colgrove is up 8-6 on Russell. That's interesting. Wheelersburg is 19-8 versus Kip out of Columbus. Here's one that kind of caught me. Chesapeake is down to Sin Valley 22-0. And with that, we are back in action, aren't we?
Sims Valley had a pretty good season last year. Chesapeake struggled a little bit, so big matchup there between those two Lawrence County schools that don't get a chance to play each other all that often. Here's Brody Hall as play resumes. Second down and 8. Hall with the designed quarterback run. He'll have the first down as he takes the ball into Fairland territory. He's brought down at the 49-yard line of the Dragons, and then a late flag after the play. The carry went for 7 yards. I beg your pardon. That actually went for 12 yards. But let's check this penalty marker. Coach Gilliland has certainly been utilizing the legs of Brody Hall a lot more here in the second half. We didn't see Hall run, I don't think, at all in the first half of play, but there's been some design runs for him here in the second half, and both have been successful.
And there's going to be a big penalty right there.
Personal foul, it looks like?
After the
So the first down will stand. It's going to be a fresh set of 4 for the Senators once play resumes, but they're going backwards in terms of field position, as instead of having a 1st and 10 at the Fairland 49, this penalty will push the ball back to the 35-yard line of West. So that's a 16-yard swing in field position. The down is very important to have it 1st and 10, but boy, that's tough.
Is that marked back at the
35?
Yeah, so that's a huge swing.
Yeah, because it was going to be at the 49. 16-yard swing.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. So, first down.
It will be 1st and 10. Talked with Dave Stam at our annual sports meeting earlier in the week, and really not a lot of rule changes, if any, going into this 2025 season. Pretty much everything is status quo.
So are they spotting this at 35 or 36?
35.
Okay.
Trust me, Matt, for the 4th time,
Well,
35.
what's weird is if
I
you say
know
it was
it should have been at the
49.
36, and that doesn't. It's 3 feet, Matt, and it's the opening game. You know, sometimes they round.
I am very particular.
I know. If the penalty happened at the 49 of Fairland, the ball should be down at the 36 of West. If the West Senators are stopped at the 1-yard line at the end of this drive, we will complain. But
I'm complaining anyway.
You're complaining right now.
I know some of these guys on this crew.
I guarantee you question number 1 when you go to texting later tonight is, why did you spot that ball at 35 and not at 36?
Well,
when
first
penalty
I'm
occurred at
say,
49.
First I'm going to say, why did you choose the outfit you wore?
I don't think they have a decision in that, do they? Isn't that OHSAA sanctioned?
Well, it's also kind of a two-part, why am I referee?
Here's my question. Why are we not playing football right now?
Yeah, who called timeout?
No, it looks like I just now see, I'm sorry, there is a player down along the near sideline. I could not see him for all the bodies around him, but this is the third Dragon cramp in the last few plays. I mean, it's basically run a play and have a cramp, and that tells you that.
What's bad, though, is when you start having these long periods, this is when cramps happen.
Yeah.
When you're not constantly moving. They need to be over there jogging
absolutely,
back and forth.
And nobody from either side is. That's a very good observation. You don't want to wear yourself out, obviously, while you got a chance to have a breather, but you do have to keep on moving or you're going to lock up.
How much time is it on the clock right now?
There's 11 minutes and 32 seconds of football still yet to play. The player that was down for Fairland is Garrett Massey. He's up now. He's been assisted to his feet by the trainers surrounding him. He's a 5'8", 165-pound junior, and he's not able to put any weight at all on that right leg. He scored their last touchdown, did he not?
Yeah.
His lone carry of the game?
Yep.
Man, look at that. He's going to have to be carried off the field. That's a bad cramp right there.
Oh, yeah. He's played middle linebacker, I think, most of his game, too.
Yeah. Now, I do see, for Fairland, Brandon Kirk back out there on the field as a defensive lineman. He was suffering from a cramp earlier on, so it's good to see him back out there. I mean, sometimes these cramps go away, and it's just a bad memory, and sometimes once you get one, they kind of persist through the evening. I was looking around for Bumpus. He suffered one a short while ago. Look at that. There's actually a couple of players lying on the sideline over on that Fairland side trying to stretch out. That could really hurt the Dragons. Let's see if West can take advantage. Here's a give to Bishop. He's going to be hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss. And the player making that stop was the young man who was down a couple plays ago suffering from a cramp. Orion Tolbert, a 6'2", 220-pound sophomore. If he can fight through a cramp, now fighting through blockers should come with ease, right?
Super ease.
That was a great play there by Tolbert.
He's got a little bit of rest built into him, too.
Cramp is over.
Got a little bit of Gatorade maybe, or Powerade, or whatever his beverage is of choice.
Second down and 4 after the 4-yard loss.
14.
Excuse me, after the 4-yard loss, second and 14.
Because remember, they spotted at the 35.
Oh, I remember. I'm still hung up on why the officials gave him a 16-yard penalty, Matt,
Hey.
You seeing a reoccurring theme here? Cramp, 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 flag, cramp, flag, cramp. That's kind of the way this thing is going at the moment. We were just zipping right along, great pace, and all of a sudden this game, the flow of it has almost come to a screeching and grinding halt. There's just no flow right now because everybody's cramping after every play.
Maybe we need to get a stretch and get a jog around for a little bit.
I'm starting to lock up a little bit. Let's check the penalty. It's a personal foul on Fairland, and that's going to be an automatic first down for West. That's a big, big play.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, where are they spotting this one at? By the way, our good friend Kristen Downey texted us.
Christian did a great job on the call last night of that Portsmouth and Unioto game.
He agrees. Spot the ball at 36. He's watching from home as well. So if this is a spot foul from the 33, where should this be, Chuck? Since we have time.
If it's a spot foul from the 33, Matt, 33 plus 15 is 48, but it's actually at the 47. See, they gave you the yard back. It all balances out in the end. All right? You got to have give and take, bud. It all balanced out in the end, as it so often does. Let's take a 30-second timeout. This is high school football on Mix 99.3.
Weston 20, Oak Hill.
Station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Little's Septic Service, Little's Grease Trap Removal, Little's Excavating, and Mr. Reuter Plumbing, the Counseling Center, Clark's Pump and Shop, First State Bank, the Minford IGA, Westside IGA, and Westside Hardware, Appalachian Marketing Media, and Dyer Insurance.
10:44 left to play in regulation. The West Senators have a 23-20 lead over the Fairland Dragons. The pace of the game has certainly slowed here as of late because of multiple cramps.
Quadruple, isn't it?
Yes. Well, I think 3 by Fairland and then just 1 by the West Senators a moment ago. So, yes, sir, 4 of them here over the last couple of minutes since the fourth quarter started. We've only played 1 minute and 16 seconds of the fourth quarter, but we've been stretching kids out for the last 15 minutes, it seems like. So hopefully everybody's good now, and let's hope that these cramps subside. That was Gunnar Schonkweiler on that last play who was cramping up. He got the carry and was hit and brought down. He's up now, has made his way to the sideline. There was a personal foul on Fairland on that play, so a free first down for the West Senators. Ball at the 37-yard line. Here's Hall, play action,
nice
near
pass.
sideline, and what a great catch and throw. Hall with the pitch, and Braden Atkins with the reception. Toe tapping along the near sideline. The back shoulder throw, he was able to spin around in midair and make that reception, getting not only one, but both feet in bounds. That would have been a catch at the NFL level, and they'll spot that at the 36-yard line.
What a throw and catch.
27 yards on the pickup. First and 10, Senators, ball on the right hash mark, and we've managed to get through a down of football without anybody cramping, thank goodness.
You may have just jinxed us.
H-back to the right. Receiver to the right, 2 receivers to the left. The give goes to Bishop. He started right, nothing there. Reverses course. He goes back to the left. He cuts up inside the numbers. Down the far sideline. Flag is thrown. This one looks to be coming back. If it stands, it will be a 36-yard touchdown for the Senators. But don't celebrate too much just yet if you're wearing West orange and black. The penalty marker is resting over at the 33-yard line, and that is in the vicinity of where a hold is typically called. Illegal block in the back. Or that. So that will take 6 off the board for the Senators. The officials will mark the yardage off, and we will replay first down. What a nice run, though, by Bishop, even though it's not going to count.
Great run.
Good field awareness. He realized the blocking wasn't there on the right side. Fairland had it jumbled up, and his ability to reverse course and go back to the opposite direction, his left, and then the speed to get to the next level and outrun the secondary to the end zone. All for naught, but still a great effort. And again, him just showcasing what he is capable of doing. Anthony Bishop.
So I'll move the ball back to 42.
Yep. So that's going to make it first down and 16 to go. That's a spot foul. And it's marked off 10 yards from where the infraction occurred. That's the reason you sometimes get these wonky looking down in distances.
And my penalty yards usually look a little weird sometimes. Like people are like, why shouldn't it be 5s and 0s?
It should always be 5s and 0s, right? All math should, but it doesn't always work that way. We've got a timeout taken by West. We'll step away as well. 10:28 left to play in the ballgame. 23-20 Senators. We're back in 60.
Our team of local, trust, and wealth management professionals can help you achieve your financial goals. We offer comprehensive services including investment management, retirement planning, estate planning, trust administration, and more. Our customized strategies are designed to grow and preserve your wealth while minimizing risk. Let People's Bank put our decades of expertise to work for you. Call me, Elise Dye, or one of our other trust and wealth management professionals today to schedule your free consultation. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Hi, I'm Gary Duzan of Portsmouth Insurance, a TAH Benefits partner.
And I'm Jay Hazelbaker, president of TAH Benefits.
Portsmouth Insurance specializes in helping local business owners with their employee benefits.
We understand that operating a business can be stressful. Let us alleviate at least one of those worries for you. Portsmouth Insurance understands the health insurance marketplace, and our commitment to service and knowledge of both the personal and business insurance markets can give you peace of mind.
For assistance with all of your employee benefit needs, call us at Portsmouth Insurance, 740-353-4105.
Play resuming at the Rock, where West has a 23-20 lead over the Fairland Dragons on 1st and 16 from the Dragon 42-yard line. Brody Hall will give the ball on a handoff to Anthony Bishop, and he'll sidestep one defender to get 1 yard as he's brought down at the 41-yard line. That'll make it 2nd down and 15. Clock rolling toward the 10-minute mark. West has led from the get-go in tonight's contest. It was 7-0, then a safety made it 9-0. We talked with several people at halftime, and it looks like Austin Ramsey is going to be the recipient of the Call Your Company Safety Award, which is a $50 gift card from the Sauter River.
I'm sure he'll enjoy that.
Yep, he was the closest to the Fairland punter before the Fairland player threw the ball out the back of the end zone. Here is Hall surveying the field. He dumps it off to Bishop, far sideline, and Bishop's going to have the first down. Great job and a tremendous run after catch by Fairland. Oh, they're going to spot him short, Matt. They're going to spot him short. I thought that he hit the defender and then rolled over top of him for the yardage to gain. I thought he'd get down around the 25.5, but they're actually going to spot this where the defender and Bishop first made contact. The ball will be placed down at the 27. Maybe his knee touched, and I just didn't see it that way. But what I thought was going to be a first down is going to be 3rd and 1. Nevertheless, so a nice 14-yard pickup. And not only was the run by Bishop fantastic, how about the patience by Brody Hall? He looked all over the field, and it looked like Bishop was about his 4th or 5th option.
Yeah, pretty much. And is it 2nd or 3rd?
3rd down and 1. Give up the middle to the fullback. This is Roten. Now it's first down.
Now it's first down.
That'll take the ball down to the 25-yard line. Gain of 2. Move the sticks. What a wild game this has been.
This has been definitely one of those, like, kind of weird. Like, there's just some weird things going on.
Sure enough. I mentioned it was 7-0 West and 9-0. Fairland then scored late in the first half, made it 9-7. Actually, there was another West score. It was 16-0. I beg your pardon. Then Fairland scored late in the first half. It was 16-6.
Yeah.
Then West scored right before half. 23-6 was the halftime score. Then Fairland comes out of the locker room on fire with 2 quick touchdowns to bring us to where we stand now, 23-20. Here's a dump off, left sideline. Hall connects with his receiver. And let's see, that looks to be... Is that St. Evans? Yes. He is a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore, and that's going to go for a gain of 6 down to the 18-yard line. And with that, the Senators have moved back into the Quality Heating and Air red zone. Quality Heating and Air can be found on Route 52 in Sugar Grove, just down the road from West High School.
This has been a long, well, it feels like a long drive.
Well, it's been a long drive because about 15 minutes of stretching and cramping has taken place since this drive started for West.
If you're listening at home or on the road or watching, grab something to drink.
Hydrate.
And get stretching.
Yeah, preferably with something that doesn't have a lot of sodium in it. Here's Bishop up the middle, and boy, he was one broken tackle away from possibly going into the end zone there. Credit Fairland Xander Collins for holding on to the ankle of Anthony Bishop for dear life, but not before Bishop can reel off another first down carry. He advances the football 5 yards to the 13-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 for the Senators. If you're watching on the Appalachian Marketing video stream, you already know this, but if you're listening on the radio only, the West Senators are rocking their orange uniforms tonight, orange jerseys, black stripes and numbers, black pants, black helmets. Fairland in all white from head to toe with green numerals. Here's the give to Bishop, right up the gut. Bishop will take the ball down inside the 10-yard line for another nice carry. It looks like they'll spot him at the 8. That'll go for 5, and it will be 2nd down and 5 for Coach Todd Gilliland's Senators. Just under 7 minutes left to play on a moving fourth quarter clock. West up 23-20 and looking to stretch this to a 2-possession lead. The last time the West offense was on the field, the Senators got down inside the 10 and turned it over on downs. West certainly hoping not to repeat that.
Yeah, right now, as you noticed, both teams, when they've gotten in the red zone, they've kind of tuckered up. And of course, it happens when you get in the red zone. You have less room to move, and
absolutely,
people are really keying on the run.
Here's a give to Bishop, the deep back out of the ice. Little sidestep there. He's got such a good jump cut, able to dodge defenders. He's able to get a couple yards down to the 6. That'll make it 3rd down and 3. But he is very lucky that he was able to get those 2 yards, because that was a really nice run to go for those 6 feet.
So this is a big 3rd down right here.
Sure is.
Clock is rolling.
I'm sure West at this point, I would think anyway, would be in 4-down territory. Their field goal kicker has been perfect on all PATs tonight, but I'm sure West likes the idea of making this a 9-point lead and not just a 6-point lead.
He is a freshman. And I don't know if you want to put that much pressure on a freshman.
I formation, and we've got whistles sounding and flags flying before the play begins. A false start on the Senators, and that is a killer right there.
That is huge.
That is shooting yourself in the foot if there ever was such an instance of it. So 3rd down and 3 becomes 3rd down and 8, as this penalty will push the ball back to the 11-yard line.
Remember, I hope, don't tell Coach G I maybe jinxed him.
Yeah.
They had 1 penalty for 10 yards going into last little bit. Now they got 4 penalties for 41 yards.
That's still pretty good for the opening week of the season, but boy, that was certainly an untimely one there moments ago.
Yep, and we talked about it in the pregame. It depends on how big they are and when they happen.
A lot of personnel changes here with
9,
only
8,
10
7.
seconds left on the play clock and it running. Let's see how this all works out. And Fairland had a personnel change there late as well as Dragon went running off the field. Middle screen set up, flag goes flying. Hall trying to connect with Bishop. The pass is over the head of Bishop, incomplete. Now let's check the penalty. The penalty marker rests at the 12-yard line. Oh, it's holding against West. Fairland will decline that, and now it is 4th down and 8. Looks like the offense is staying out there to go for it on 4th down.
Yep. And maybe take a timeout here. What do you think?
I think so. Milk every single, well, it's an incomplete pass, though, so the clock's not going to run. But they might want to go ahead and just gather their thoughts.
Yeah, get a nice play set up. Maybe they got something in their back pocket. I mean, they did pull out a flea flicker.
A double reverse flea flicker earlier. That resulted in a touchdown pass from Hall to Christian Carrasco. Let's see what the Senators can dial up here. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Bishop in the backfield with Hall, who rolls to his left, fires back across the back of the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, West! Wow. That looks to be Braden Atkins again, opening up over the middle on the slant, and West turns a 4th and 8 into an 11-yard touchdown strike. Hall to Atkins. Atkins' second TD reception of the game, and it is now 29-20 West. The lead for the Senators has been pushed back to 2 possessions. Wow is right.
Wow.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Here's the point after. Snap, down, kick, up, and it is low, but it is through. Eli Blevins tacks it on to make it a 10-point Senator lead, 30-20. Timeout on the field. We're back in 60 seconds.
Looking better makes you feel better. On the Esplanade offers body contouring, numerous skin services such as microneedling and chemical pills, as well as Botox and Juvederm injections. Plus, On the Esplanade has Obagi skincare products, among others. Let On the Esplanade Laser Center and Medical Spa help you look your best. Visit On the Esplanade, 813 Gallia Street, Portsmouth, and follow On the Esplanade on Facebook. Collier Home Medical is expanding to open a second office in Grayson, Kentucky. Collier is a local durable medical equipment company providing and offering free setup of home medical equipment. Collier tends to home oxygen, portable oxygen, hospital beds, wheelchairs, rollators, walkers, and more. Collier Home Medical, now with offices at 1661 State Route 522 Wheelersburg, as well as at 146 South Carroll Malone Boulevard, Grayson. Call Berg at 740-574-0327. Phone the Grayson office to make an appointment at 740-981-6343. Collier Home Medical.
There's been a change on the scoreboard. Changes happen quick, especially when you get your tires changed at Bob and Floyd's on Chillicothe Street in Portsmouth. The West Senators have built their lead back to 10 points. It's now 30-20 West with 5:11 left to play in the ball game. Here's Christian Carrasco's kickoff. It's a squibber that gets by one of the Dragon return men around the 30, then goes out of bounds, and that's actually going to be a penalty on the kickoff. So Fairland's going to get decent starting field position as a result of this. And as the officials get set to place the ball, let's go ahead and take a look at our scoring recap. A service of Nancy Hawk at the Real Estate Gallery, Wheelersburg and Portsmouth. For all of your real estate needs, phone 740-574-9902 or log on to realestategallery.com. Matt?
Check that scoring drive. 13 plays, 63 yards, 5 minutes and 25 seconds came off the clock. It was a touchdown pass, Brody Hall to Braden Atkins for the touchdown. Eli Blevins with the extra point. And we are at 30-20 Senators.
Are the officials going to say that that ball actually touched the Fairland return man?
I think that's what they're...
If so, then the flag would be picked up and the ball would be spotted where it went out of bounds, I do believe, and that looks to be the case. So right now the white hat is over on the far sideline explaining that to the Fairland coaching staff. I don't know if the Fairland coaches are liking what they're hearing.
Nope.
Let's see. No, they were going to call a false start on West, actually. So I believe we're going to have a re-kick.
Either are they going to re-kick or... yeah, they're going to re-kick. Let's do it again.
Yeah. You know, that's honestly a little frightening because with all these cramps that we have witnessed in this game, we don't know now what players from either side is feeling fresh or is slowing down a little bit. Now look what Fairland has done. Expecting a squib to the near sideline, they have moved Aiden Trimble, who had that big 79-yard kickoff return to start the second half. They've moved him over to the near sideline instead of having him back deep. That's a really smart counterplay. If West sees that, they should be squibbing it to the left.
Either way, he's got to touch the ball.
Well, Fairland certainly wants him to touch the ball. If you're West, you want to do everything you possibly can to prevent that. If I'm a West coach up here in the box, I'm saying 27 is now standing around the 41-yard line. Do not kick to him. Let's see what Carrasco does here as we re-tee it up at the 35-yard line. A 5-yard false start penalty on West.
So back at 35.
5:08 left. West up by 10. Whistle sound. Here's Carrasco's approach. Where's this going to go? It's going to be a squibber. It hits off an up man. It's live. It's still loose, and Fairland's going to fall on it around the 45-yard line. Oh, boy. That was an impromptu onside kick. It did not start out to be that way, I'm sure. The squibber just wound up bouncing off of one of the up men, but it was a live ball. And West had an opportunity there, nearly got it, but the Dragons can breathe a sigh of relief. They've got possession at the 45.
And no kidding, they're probably, my goodness. That thing's shot too.
I believe that was Keegan Salem who got down there, and he really had an opportunity, it looked like, to get that ball as it had ricocheted off the up man and was falling back down to the ground. But the twisting and turning of the ball, the way it had ricocheted off that Fairland player, that would have been a tough snag for him to have made. Option far side. Now Burcham pulls it down and comes back toward the middle of the field and runs into a host of West defenders. Nothing there. Nice play. And leading the charge was Austin Ramsey, the 6'1", 230-pound junior. And he doesn't know it yet, but he's got a $50 gift card coming his way, courtesy of the Scioto River. And Matt Collier of Collier Companies for that Collier Companies safety that he was a part of in the first quarter. Loss of 1 on the play. Second down and 11. Burcham rolls to his right, fires on the move, pass caught. Great throw and catch over there, and that's going to be a first down for the Dragons as Fairland moves the ball into West territory. I believe that was Kylan Blake on the reception, and he goes out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Or 44.
44, I beg your
I was
pardon.
going to say, I was like, wait a minute.
First and 10. Gain of 11. Gain of 12. Burcham tries to loft it near sideline. That should be a dead ball, incomplete. Yes.
Yep.
Whistles were a little late, but that was a forward pass intended for Xander Collins, so no harm, no foul. Incomplete. Second down and 10 for the Dragons, who trail by 2 possessions with 4:26 remaining in the ball game.
So pretty decent. So far, Fairland's offense has been a lot of, right now it's going all pass. They went away from the run, although the run's been good for them. They only have 99 yards passing.
That's a very interesting point, and I'll share a thought on that after this play. Here's Collins up the middle, another example of some nice running room and good running by the Dragons as Collins hit at the 40, spins forward down to the 38-yard line, and that's going to go for a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Fairland, no huddle going back to the line. So often, you know, we talked about West being thought of as a running team. The Senators pass more than what a lot of people think. Fairland, even though the Dragons run this spread, they like to run the ball a lot. And when you spread a team from sideline to sideline, going 4 wide, sometimes 5 wide, it opens up all kinds of running lanes. That was the case on the play before, but not this last play, as Collins is gobbled up for no gain. It's 4th down and 4. And a big 4th down coming up here for Fairland. The Dragons almost have to convert this to have any hope of overcoming the 10-point deficit that the Dragons are currently faced with. For West, even if the Senators hold here, it's not quite game over, but it's pretty doggone close. We've got a stoppage of play as a Fairland player is banged up, and that's the ball carrier, it looks to be. Xander Collins, who got up after being tackled and then retreated back to his own 49-yard line and dropped to a knee. That doesn't look to be a cramp. That appears to be something else, and hopefully it's nothing too serious. He's now coming up to his feet, has his helmet off. Just hard to say what that could be. But hopefully he's good. Big 4th down coming up here, Matt, with 3:41 left to play in the game with West up 30-20. What do you think Fairland will do?
If I'm Fairland, I'm trying. Well, what stinks, they're on the right hash. So anything rolling to the right, they got short field, they're rolling to. But I'd try to get somewhere Burcham's rolling to one way or the other, where you allow him a chance to do a run or a pass.
Yeah. I like the idea of rolling him to the wide side of the field, but where he's a right-handed quarterback, if he should have to throw, then he's got to go back across the body.
Exactly. I mean, there's multiple things you can do here. I think they'll probably end up doing a trips to the left side and maybe try to do some kind of flood action to that wide side of the field.
Give him about 3 options, one of which pulling it down and running himself. Well, Collins is walking off the field under his own power, which is good to see. Helmet off, though. We'll see how long he's out. But first, let's check the outcome of this upcoming play. You are correct in your assessment of 3 receivers to the left. Burcham is going to roll to the left, and this is a design run all the way. He cuts it back. A flag is down. Burcham has the first down and then goes down at the 28-yard line, but I think this one's coming back. This has got hold or block in the back written all over it.
Yep.
No first down. The penalty yards to be marked off, and we will replay 4th down for the Dragons. 3.5 left.
So if I'm not sure to say what stinks is still going on the right pass. But that was the play call I would do. Something where you're going left and you're giving your quarterback an option to.
The penalty will push the ball back to the west 48-yard line, and it looks like it's going to be 4th down and 14 when it's all said and done with.
So another crack at it.
You almost have to throw this one, I would think. Trips again to the left. Burcham, straight drop back. Cranking it down the far sideline to the lone receiver. One-on-one coverage. Catch is made. Did he get a foot in? He did.
Wow.
What a throw and catch on 4th down and 14. The Dragons still have a pulse. And, Matt, I believe that was the freshman, Aiden Trimble, who has had a couple of really good kickoff returns in this game, especially that 79-yarder to start the second half. What a catch he just made, and what a great throw by Burcham. That's a sophomore quarterback to a freshman receiver. Future looks pretty bright for Fairland, and here's a Dragon touchdown. They will not go away on the receiving end, and the left side of the end zone is Kylan Blake. That goes for 12 yards, and Fairland is still alive in this game, trailing now by 4 with 3:02 remaining and the extra point to come. You've got to give those kids from Proctorville credit. They could have folded the tents there a couple times, and they have found a way.
And I tell you what, Chuck, once again, one of those things maybe creeping back in their back minds. They just don't die. They don't. like Ivan Dragon. They're
not unlike our grass.
Not like our grass.
They won't die. Here is Joshua Hunt banging the extra point up and through. It's a 3-point game. 30-27. Timeout on the field. We're back in 60. This is high school football on Mix 99.3.
Counseling Center is the region's leader in youth and adolescent counseling and play therapy services. TCC plays a large role in substance abuse prevention services for area youth, providing more than 4,000 prevention services for area school-age children each year. In operation since 1981, the Counseling Center is the region's leader in behavioral health care, providing everything from substance abuse prevention and recovery to mental health counseling, primary care, vocational development, and job placement services. Learn more online at thecounselingcenter.org.
Tonight's game on Mix 99.3 is presented in part by these following sponsors: AJ's Auto Sales and Bell's Body Shop. Be listening to high school sports all season long on Mix 99.3.
The Fairland Dragons have trimmed the West lead down to 3 with 3:02 left to play in the ball game. There has been a change in the score, and changes happen quick, especially when you get your tires changed at Bob and Floyd's on Chillicothe Street in Portsmouth. 30-27. The scoreboard now reads, with West trying to hold on to the finish. Let's check the Real Estate Gallery scoring recap, a service of Nancy Hawk at the Real Estate Gallery, Wheelersburg and Portsmouth. Give her a call at 574-9902 or log on to realestategallery.com.
That scoring drive by the Dragons, 7 plays, 55 yards, 2:56 came off the clock. It was a touchdown pass from Owen Burcham to Kylan Blake from 12 yards out. Extra point was good.
Do we see an onside kick here?
I think you might see a squib.
Yep, it's an onside, and it is live, and it is loose, and Fairland gets it. Oh, my word. My
Who came up with it?
Goodness. Trimble. Trimble, he has been the player of this game for the Fairland Dragons, without a doubt. The 79-yard kickoff return to open the second half. The big 4th and 14 pass reception down inside the 15-yard line a few moments ago. And now the freshman recovers an onside kick to give the Dragons the ball at the West 48-yard line with 3:02 left. If you had to give Fairland a player of the game, no doubt that's going to number 27, the 5'7", 130-pound Frosch. What an impact he has made here in the second half of this game.
I tell you what, if you want somebody to get down there quick, he's the first one there immediately. He can fly.
We are going to see and hear a lot more of him, I believe, as this season goes along. And we'll see Fairland another time or two this year. They've got a few more matchups against Scioto County schools, most notably the Portsmouth Trojans and an OVC matchup later in the year. But I look for them to utilize him more than what we're seeing tonight. He has proven himself as quite an asset. Here's a swing pass right side. It's caught, but for a loss of 2. In hindsight, Kylan Blake would have been better off to just have let that hit the ground. Actually, they're going to call it a loss of 3 back to the 49.
Yeah, he just fell.
2nd and 13. Timeout situation. Fairland has 2 remaining. West has 1. Fairland's using a lot of time here. They're not a basketball team holding for the final shot, are they?
They might be. All right, watch this Trips roll out.
Three to the left.
I bet you they run it.
Bertram awaits a snap out of the gun. And we have flags flying before the ball is snapped. False start, Fairland. Xander Collins is back out there for the Dragons. The 6'1", 170-pound junior halfback. He left a short while ago, and we still aren't for sure what was the matter with him. It didn't look like a cramp, which so many kids have suffered through in the second half of this game, but it is good to see him back out there. 5-yard penalty moves the ball back to the 44-yard line of Fairland. It is 2nd down and 18. Bertram takes the snap, looks, steps up in the pocket, breaks to his left and has room across midfield back into Senator territory. 45-40, bounces off one tackler, takes the ball inside the 35-yard line, and he is brought down at the 33. First down, Dragons. 23 yards on that pickup. 2 minutes exactly left to play in the ball game. Well, Matt,
he looks a little familiar, doesn't he?
You had made the comparison between he and Portsmouth's Drew Rowe, who quarterbacked the Trojans a few years back. He does have that resemblance for sure. He rolls to his right, nothing there. He's going to tuck it, and he's going to get out of bounds wisely to avoid the hit and stop the clock and pick up a couple of yards. Looks like they're going to spot him at the 33-yard line. We'll call it a 1-yard gain. 2nd down and 9 with 1:43 left. You just think about how the kids are going to feel emotionally after this game. If West squanders what had been a 17-point lead at halftime, you talk about demoralizing. If Fairland comes back to win this thing, this could propel them into what could be an incredible season.
Yeah.
Bunch of trips to the right side, one receiver to the left. Bertram with the running back to his left. He takes the snap, cuts it back, pulls it down, has room inside the 20 and down at the 15-yard line. Another first down, gain of 17. And with that, the Dragons move into the Quality Heating and Air red zone. Quality Heating and Air is located on Route 52 and Sugar Grove. Let's go ahead, a 16-yard pickup as they actually spotted the ball at the 16-yard line, did the officials. Right now, West defensively just isn't getting there. It is Bertram who is single-handedly crushing them.
He's a gamer.
He's going to pitch left side to Collins. That pitch was a little out in front of him, and Collins is hit. He spins forward to the 15, gain of 1. It was Roten who was there first for the West defense. Bo Roten, the 5'11", 215-pound senior. 2nd down and 9.
The clock's rolling, isn't it?
70 seconds left.
Tick, 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 tick.
Not really an issue now, though, as Fairland still has 2 timeouts remaining. West with 1. Fairland's not in a hurry.
No.
I made the analogy earlier. Are the Dragons playing the basketball philosophy of holding for the final shot? It kind of looks that way. It would be ideal for them to score on the last play of the game, or at least within the last 10 seconds, not give West a shot. No flags. False start, Fairland. That certainly aids the Senators' cause right there. Fairland didn't need that. West sure did. 5-yard penalty. It'll be 2nd down and 14 as that will move the ball back to the 20 with 47.7 seconds remaining.
Clock stops on the penalty.
Ball right in the middle of the field. 3 receivers to the right, 1 split out wide to the left. Collins in the backfield with Bertram, who takes the snap, drops back, rolls to his right. Carrasco applies pressure. Bertram finds room on the sideline and gets out of bounds around the original line of scrimmage. They will spot him at the 17-yard line. Called a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
And I tell you what, that's the thing. Like, he can break contain, but honestly, if you force him back inside the pocket and you don't have guys in the middle, he can take off down the field and then bust it out that way.
One thing I like about what Burcham is doing when he is sprinting to the sideline and he gets in between the numbers and the sideline, instead of just throwing the ball away, he is somehow able to get 2 or 3 yards every time before going out of bounds and stopping the clock. And those extra 2 or 3 yards, those add up. 3rd down and 11, play clock down to 2. Fairland is going to take its second timeout here, and we will take one as well. 34.3 seconds left. West trying to hold on. The Senators lead 30-27, but Fairland's on the move in the waning moments. This is high school football on Mix 99.3, back in 60.
Excavating in Wheelersburg. Services to Tri-State with a complete line of excavating and bobcat services. From septic installations to drainage work, Littles can prepare your ground for your project or work with you to install a system that they can design for you. Littles is the only area excavator licensed in aeration design. Littles offers septic installation, soil site evaluation, foundation, downspout, surface and basement drains, drain fields, commercial ground preparation, and turnkey excavation. From major problems to little issues, contact Littles Excavating.
Hi, I'm Nancy Hawk, the owner of Real Estate Gallery. I'm inviting you to contact any of our professional realtors for all of your real estate needs, or visit our website at realestategallery.com. Real Estate Gallery Incorporated, Portsmouth and Wheelersburg.
Real Estate Gallery, we'll be there every step of the way. Real Estate Gallery.
Nervousness high, everybody tense here at the Rock as we have a 3-point game with 34.3 ticks of the clock remaining. West has led from the get-go, but Fairland trails only by 3, 30-27, and the Dragons have the ball. 3rd down and 11 at the Senators' 17-yard line.
And technically, are they in field goal range? We don't really know. It's been iffy and dicey.
Don't know a lot about their kicker, really. He's been good on all of his extra points. Here's Burcham out of the gun, steps up into the pocket in trouble, and he's going to go down. Finally, he's sacked. He didn't go down without a struggle, but he will be dropped back around the 23-yard line, maybe the 24. That's where his forward progress was halted, and Fairland will now burn its final timeout with 19.2 seconds remaining. That was a big stop, Matt, by that West defense because Burcham had been doing everything right for the Dragons as of late. He's over 117 yards rushing, or was prior to that last play. 144 yards passing. He's had an incredible evening, but the West D really stepped up big there.
Really big play there by the West defense. Just step up right when they needed to. Got a nice push up front. And he kind of waited a little bit too long. He was waiting for that. He had an in route coming, but it was from the far receiver. And it was just a long break waiting for him to get open. I think if he had just a second more, maybe he would have gotten it. But credit to West doing a great job applying pressure and getting in there and get the sack.
If West can get a stop on this 4th and 18 play coming up, the Senators will hold on seemingly for the win here this evening. But remember that earlier on in this drive, Fairland converted on a 4th and 14 with a big pass play from Owen Burcham to Aiden Trimble. Trimble's out there on the field right now, too. He's not played a lot other than on special teams. But this is certainly an area and an aspect of the game where you need some speed. He's going to line up as the back to the right of Burcham.
And maybe what you would do is have this receiver come over and have him do like a wheel route out of the backfield and see if he can outrun the linebacker.
Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Burcham takes the snap, looks, rolls to his right, tries to reverse field. He's going to be sacked back at the 43-yard line, and that should be your ball game. West is a knee away from claiming the victory officially, but Tilton Rapp sacks Owen Burcham all the way back to the 42-yard line in what appears to be a preserving defensive play for the West Senators, who should be able to hold on for a 30-27 win as there are only 13.7 ticks of the clock remaining, and the Dragons are out of timeouts. What a play.
Tilton Rapp comes through in the end. They did play exactly how I called. They had basically an in route on the outside receiver, allowed that halfback wheel route and see if he could beat his linebacker. But Tilton Rapp comes flying through there to get in there and get the sack.
And had Rapp not gotten through there and Burcham had another second and a half, that could have been a completely different outcome to that game. At least he would have gotten the ball in the air.
And he would have gotten to the fastest guy going against the linebacker.
Yep, who made a great catch a little earlier in this drive. But Tilton Rapp ensures that does not come to fruition, and West has the ball 1st and 10, needing to just take a knee and run out the clock.
Well, I believe, barring nothing crazy, they got the monkey off the back.
Man, oh man, I think that both programs are going to walk away from this one feeling good about a lot of things, because we saw great efforts tonight. Neither team quitting, both teams finding a way to stay competitive and remain competitive throughout this game. Obviously, if West does get the win here, and it looks like the Senators will, they're going to be the happiest. But no doubt over on that Fairland sideline, with all those losses that they suffered from last year's Ohio Valley Conference championship team, they've got some young pieces to build around, and that quarterback and also the young man, Aiden Trimble, who has been so good at game-breaking plays here in the second half. I think Fairland's going to win their fair share this year. I do.
I believe you're right. And with that sack, that knocks Bircham out of 100 yards back down to 92.
Brody Hall takes the snap, drops to a knee. Fairland cannot stop the clock, and the West Senators are going to escape with a 30-27 win. West finds a way and improves to 1-0 to kick off this 2025 season. First victory for West over Fairland since this rivalry renewed in 2021. You have to go back to 2017, the last time that West picked up a victory over Fairland. And other than last year's game, which Fairland won 34-0 in Proctorville, all of these West and Fairland matchups over the last 5 years have been really good. Talked about it earlier on. In 2021, Fairland won by a point. In 2022, the Dragons won by a point. In 2023, Fairland won by 3. Last year, a little lopsided with the Dragons prevailing, but tonight, West on the smiling side of the scoreboard as the Senators pick up a 3-point victory. The West players will head over to the victory bell to give it a ring underneath the scoreboard. And here very shortly, we will be firing up our Minford Telephone, Minford TV post-game show. Again, your final 30-27. We're back in 4 minutes.
Swick Bentley Funeral Home want to help you celebrate the life that inspired you. Whether you have lost a loved one or want to pre-plan your own services, we are here to help. We can help you plan traditional burial or a cremation service, and our staff will work to ease the burden a loss leaves. We may be reached by phone at 740-456-4133 or email at info@sbentleyfh.com. And to all our local athletes, play hard and stay safe.
The Glockner family of dealerships offers the top brands: Chevrolet, GMC, Honda, Toyota, Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. Glockner has an amazing selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Ask about the Glockner Guarantee. 12-month, 12,000-mile new vehicle premier coverage and 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage included on qualifying used makes and models. Credit issues? No problem. Glockner Auto Credit will finance your future, not your past. Shop online at Glockner.com. At Glockner, we make it easy. High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Conley Trucking and Conley River Terminal, the Scioto County Career Technical Center, Carpenters Local Union 437, the Glockner family of dealerships, Gamps John Deere and Convenience Store, SOMC, Portsmouth Insurance, Monroe's Frame and Collision, the McKinley Funeral Home, as well as Collier Companies. Kylie Dixon is in the Medical Office Management program at the Scioto County Career Technical Center. Kylie is a junior from Portsmouth High School who is on the track team. Kylie, what do you like about the Scioto County CTC and your program?
I like my program because I get to learn hands-on learning, and I like the CTC because I get to meet new people from all over.
After school, Kylie intends to go to college and further her education in the medical field. The Scioto County CTC, a proven past for building a better future.
Gamp's Corner, Route 140 in Slocum, is the perfect way to start the day. The BP convenience store opens the doors at 5:30 with home-cooked breakfast, coffee, and that first smile of the day. Everything from groceries, pop, candy, bread, milk, or fertilizer. They've even got an ATM for fast cash. Starting at 11 o'clock, enjoy delicious homemade pizza cooked to order. And remember, the BP convenience store will also deliver your home heating, fuel, and kerosene. Your one-stop shop for everything is the BP convenience store, Route 140 in Slocum, where it's good and green both sides of the street.
Why is Southern Ohio Medical Center Urology Associates the perfect choice for you? It starts with the expert care of board-certified urologist Dr. Stephen Willems, followed by a variety of procedures offered right in the office, which means no hospital stay and a quicker recovery. Along with general urology care, SOMC Urology Associates also offers the latest in advanced treatments for enlarged prostate, including UroLift and Aquablation, board-certified expertise and the latest procedures in prostate care. SOMC Urology Associates is the perfect choice. Call us at 740-356-4URO today.
Monroe's Frame and Collision and now Wheel Alignment knows that good luck on the field can sometimes turn into bad luck in the parking lot. Well, if that happens to you, just know that Monroe's Frame and Collision is there from big bangs to little dings and have been doing it for 30 years. Monroe's commitment to you, the customer, is evident when you speak with any one of the Monroe's technicians or staff. Monroe's makes you feel as comfortable as possible and are always readily available and happy to answer any of all questions and your inquiries. Monroe's Frame Collision and now Wheel Alignment.
Why does the church exist? This is Pastor Ryan Brown for the Calvary Baptist Church, and I'd like to reveal to you that our church exists to bring people to Jesus Christ, to tell them of a Savior who loves them and gave his life for them on the cross at Calvary, conquered death, rose up from the grave, and made salvation possible for every person. If you have questions about this person named Jesus Christ, come see us. Visit becausefcalvary.com and be our guest at Calvary Baptist Church.
It's time for the Midford Telephone Midford TV postgame show. Now let's go back to our game site for the wrap-up of tonight's game.
What a game we were witness to here this evening at The Rock as the West Senators hold on to defeat the Fairland Dragons 30-27. I'm Chuck Greenslate along with Matt Payton welcoming you to the Midford Telephone Company postgame. For over 100 years, the Midford Telephone Company has proudly served the area with its communications needs. Today, the Midford Telephone Company provides fiber-fast internet, TV, and telephone service on the area's only locally owned fiber optic network. Call the Midford Telephone Company at 740-820-2151 and talk to a real live and local person, or visit their website at falcon1.net for more info. Fast, fiber, local, the way it should be, the Midford Telephone Company. Matt, let's go ahead and take a look at the final stats from tonight's 30-27 West Senator victory.
Chuck, you want stats?
I want stats.
I'll give you some stats. All right, here we go. First, we'll start with visitors on the scoreboard, the Fairland Dragons. We'll go team, then individual. Fairland finished with 16 first downs on the evening, 6 passing, 10 rushing. They are 5 of 11 on third down and 2 of 4 on fourth down. They finished with 275 yards of offense with 144 yards passing and 131 yards on the ground. They were 10 penalties for 70 yards. They had time of possession of 28 minutes and 34 seconds. Individual stats for the Dragons. Owen Burcham, 13 of 19 passing for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a great night for the Dragons. His receiving targets, Kenyon Smith, 1 for -2. Ford Rickard, 5 for 65 and a touchdown. Kylan Blake, 4 for 29 and a touchdown. Kristen Bumpus, 1 for 7. Connor Black, 1 for 9. And Aiden Trimble, 1 for 36. Rushing the ball for the Dragons, Kristen Bumpus, 4 carries, 18 yards. Davin Murray, 3 carries for 4 yards. Owen Burcham finished the night 17 carries, 92 yards. He was over 100 until that big sack late by Tilton Rapp. That dumped him back down under 100. Xander Collins, 12 carries for 35 yards and a touchdown. And Garrett Massey, 1 carry for 1 yard and a touchdown. Now let's take a look at the team stats and individual stats for the victorious Portsmouth West Senators. Senators finished with 16 first downs, the exact same as Fairland. They had 6 first downs passing, 9 rushing, and 1 through penalties. They're 2 of 7 on third down, 2 of 4 on fourth down. The Senators racked up 412 yards of offense tonight, Chuck.
Nice.
And here's what's even wild. 212 yards on the ground and 200 yards rushing.
Wow, what balance.
Balance.
Yeah, buddy.
They had 5 penalties for 46 yards.
That's good, too.
Yeah, and they had 19 minutes, 26 seconds time possession. Now let's look at those individual stats for the Senators. Passing, Brody Hall was great tonight through the air. 9 of 13, very efficient. 212 yards and 3 touchdowns. Receiving for the Senators, Zane Evans had 1 catch for 6. Anthony Bishop had 3 catches for 53 yards. Christian Carrasco, 1 catch for 53 yards and a touchdown. Leading all receivers, Braden Atkins. 4 catches, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Big night for Braden Atkins.
Yeah.
Rushing for the Senators, Weston Ratcliffe had 2 carries, -3. Gunnar Sonkweiler, 1 for 2. Braden Atkins, 3 for 1. Brody Hall, 3 carries, 26 yards. Bo Roten, 6 carries, 22 yards. And leading the way rushing, Anthony Bishop, 19 carries, 152 yards, 8 yards a pop, and a touchdown. And Chuck, let's talk about one really, really important stat, the turnovers.
The Turnover Report, Matt, is a service of the Barrett Murphy Insurance Agency at 1031 Gallia Street in Portsmouth. Isn't it time you turned your insurance needs over to Barrett Murphy? Give Dan Casti a call at 740-353-3121.
Well, my board says it was 2-1. West had 2 turnovers and Fairland had 1. But technically, the way this thing's stat counts, there was actually 3 turnovers for West. Because there was an onside kick that Fairland got back. There was a fumble Fairland got. Then each quarterback did an interception. Braden Atkins had the interception for West, and for Fairland, Ford Rickard had the interception. So 4 total turnovers in the evening. So not too bad.
Yeah, and, some great individual efforts made to cause those turnovers.
Exactly. Nothing like where it was like kind of like a bonehead play.
Right.
All very athletic, great plays.
Yep.
So.
The interceptions were made by some very athletic defensive backs, and the fumble was caused by a big hit. So, yes, those turnovers were earned by the defenders, which forced them, no doubt. A big thank you goes to Penn Station East Coast Subs, located on the north end of Chillicothe Street in Portsmouth. Penn Station fuels the WNXT and WCCC sports crews every weekend by offering us lunch. Visit Penn Station, where they are all about the freshness. You had some Penn Station with me earlier in the week. I've had Penn Station twice this week, actually. You didn't eat Penn Station Tuesday night at our sports meeting? I gave you a sandwich.
I didn't eat it.
What did you do with it?
I'm a friendly guy.
You gave it to your mom, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm a mama's boy. I can't help it.
All right. Well, I would have eaten it. But anyway,
hey,
Mama Peyton deserves it.
She deserves it for all she does.
Well, maybe we'll get you some Penn Station next week. Sorry for your loss.
You didn't call me when you and Mark went.
Sorry.
We
were thinking of you, though.
Hey, you had a busy week, though.
I did.
I'll forgive you this time.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. Hopefully we get you some Penn Station next week, because obviously you missed out. Be sure to listen for the Barber Auto Parts replay of the week, which can be heard all week long here on Mix 99.3, as well as on Classic Rock 107.5 The Breeze, and on Fox Sportsmouth AM 1260 and 95.7 FM. Once those 2 stations are up and running again, they're down right now because of our transitional move down the street from the Masonic Temple building to the PNC Bank building. But 1260 and 95.7 FM will one day roar again, and hopefully that's sooner rather than later. Visit the Barber Auto Parts location nearest you, with stores in both Portsmouth and Ashland, as well as in Chillicothe. And don't forget to tune in to tomorrow's Saturday Morning Sports Line, which can be heard every Saturday, typically on AM 1260 and 95.7 FM, but because of the aforementioned issue I just explained, tomorrow's Saturday Morning Sports Line will be heard on WNXT2 using the Local Happenings app. We'll start year number 47 tomorrow morning. Snuffy Smith starting that show back in 1979. That's the Saturday Morning Sports Line, an area tradition that has provided our area's coaches a platform to talk about their teams and players now for nearly 50 years. Looking forward to that. Since I couldn't hook you up at Penn Station earlier this week, do you want to come have some B-dubs with me in the morning?
It's been a long week for me. School started back this week.
You're going to sleep in at like 1 o'clock tomorrow, aren't you?
Not 1 o'clock. I'm not
crack
that
of noon?
I'm not like that, Chuck. I may catch the final hour of Sports Line. We'll see how things go.
I'll be eating B-dubs throughout the Sports Line, I'm sure.
I always tell people, best B-dubs is always the Sports Line B-dubs.
No doubt. There's just something special about it. We've got awards to name. We've got some scores to check out from elsewhere around the area. What a way to kick off this 2025 season. This was a fun one tonight, especially if you're a West Senator fan. The Senators get the 30-27 victory over the Fairland Dragons. This is the Minford Telephone Company Minford TV postgame show. Studio, play them out. Play them if you got them. We'll be back after our final commercial break.
Choice, the best choice. Your internet experts with fiber fast efficiency. Generations of exceptional service. Stay connected with a legacy. Online at falcon1.net. Minford Telephone and TV. The local choice, the best choice.
The deals are hot at Valerie Ford. Over 100 vehicles in stock and ready to roll. Get lifetime powertrain coverage. Take advantage of low financing rates and no payments for 90 days. Why wait? All roads lead to Valerie Ford because you deserve the deal that goes the distance. But don't blink. These offers won't last. Now is the time. The car, the overage, the savings. It's all waiting for you at Valerie Ford in Waverly. Or visit online at ValerieFord.com.
Don't spend thousands of dollars on marketing that doesn't work. Appalachian Marketing Media can grow your business with targeted marketing strategies, tactics, and resources that actually do work. Appalachian Marketing Media sells market-friendly websites that are designed to convert traffic into clients. Appalachian Marketing Media provides superior customer service and will quickly respond to any of your website needs. With packages starting at $2,000, contact Appalachian Marketing Media on Facebook and learn more on their website. High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Little's Septic Service, Little's Grease Trap Removal, Little's Excavating, and Mr. Reuter Plumbing, the Counseling Center, Clark's Pump and Shop, First State Bank, the Minford IGA, Westside IGA, and Westside Hardware, Appalachian Marketing Media, and Dyer Insurance.
KC Printing and Promotionals is teamed with Hometown Radio Sports to help you own some of your team's favorite moments.
What a throw! What a catch! Open for a three. Got it!
Most games heard on WNXT and WZZZ are recorded and archived and can be put onto a sports-friendly, state-of-the-art flash stick available for you to purchase. To inquire about purchasing a game heard on WNXT or WZZZ, call 740-353-1161.
For the best local high school sports coverage, tune to Mix 99.3, WNXT FM, Portsmouth.
We are back one final time at the Rock, where the West Senators have opened up the 2025 season with a thrilling 30-27 victory over the Fairland Dragons. The West Senators will be right back at home next Friday to host the Portsmouth Trojans, and that game will air right here on Mix 99.3. The Fairland Dragons are going to play their home opener next week. They will play a school out of West Virginia. Point Pleasant will come calling to Proctorville.
Point Pleasant's usually really good.
Should be a pretty good matchup and a really good test for a Fairland ball club that showed a lot of spunk tonight, refusing to go away. But in the end, Coach Todd Gilliland's West Senators find a way to get this opening season win. Let's take a look at some other scores from around the area. Here is what we have to report on at this point. The Raceland Rams jumped out to a 14-0 lead over the Ashland Tomcats. Ashland came back to make it interesting, but Raceland holds on for a 17-14 victory. Boyd County in the fourth quarter has a 31-17 lead at the Gallia Academy. The Wheelersburg Pirates are well on their way to opening up the season with a victory as the Berg leads Kip Columbus 43-8 in the fourth quarter. Eastern Pike knocked off South Point tonight, 13-6. That's a final. Notre Dame picked up a 26-24 victory tonight over Fairfield Christian to christen the Bobby Boldman era. Southeastern Ross was a winner over the East High Tartans this evening, 14-6. West Carter was leading Lewis County in the fourth period, 43-6. Sims Valley was all over Chesapeake last count, 35-0. Miami Trace doubled up on Waverly, 42-21. Russell down Colgrove tonight, 20-8. That surprises me a little bit. Wellston was triumphant this evening over the Oak Hill Oaks, 26-24. Coach Nolan Crabtree's Valley Indians pick up a 33-0 win over the Paint Valley Bearcats. And in a game heard on WNXT2 this evening using the Local Happenings app, the Rock Hill Red Men took down Minford 34-13. Last night, it was Unioto defeating Portsmouth 42-0. The Piketon Red Streaks knocked off Northwest last night 42-19. Let's take a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule. As the Glockner family of dealerships glance toward the future, we know that you sometimes can't make it out to the game, but just as Glockner makes the car buying process easy, the WNXT and WZZZ sports teams makes listening to high school sports easy. When buying a vehicle is in your future, visit the Glockner family of dealerships, which include Glockner Chevrolet GMC of Portsmouth, Glockner Honda Toyota in Portsmouth, Glockner Chevrolet GMC of Ironton, Glockner Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram with locations in Portsmouth and Ashland, Glockner Ford of South Point, And Glockner Auto Credit with 6 locations throughout the tri-state area, including Portsmouth, South Point, Waverly, Jackson, Chillicothe, and Ashland. Shop online for your next vehicle anytime by logging on to Glockner.com. First and foremost, let us remind you to tune into the Saturday Morning Sportsline Coaches Show tomorrow. It will be live at Buffalo Wild Wings in Portsmouth beginning at 9 o'clock. Scioto County's high school varsity football coaches have all been invited to join us, and you can hear our conversations with them on WNXT2 using the Local Happenings app. That's tomorrow morning, the Saturday Morning Sportsline on WNXT2, live from B-Dubs. We've got 3 games slated for next Friday. Here on Mix 99.3, Christian Downey and Coach Kirk Clifford will be coming over here to the Rock to have the call as the Portsmouth Trojans visit the West Senators. On Classic Rock 107.5 The Breeze, you will hear the Wheelersburg Pirates host Cincinnati McNicholas. They played in Cincinnati last year, and McNicholas got the win over the Berg, if you recall. So that's a good program. That should be a really nice matchup. And then our third game that we've got on tap for next Friday will be in Lucasville, where the Valley Indians will host Fayetteville. Matt and I will be there. And if AM 1260 and 95.7 FM is up and running, that's where you'll be able to hear that Valley game. Otherwise, it will probably be on WNXT2, unless we have to shuffle the deck a little bit. And if we do, we'll certainly make that known throughout the course of this coming week.
We will be streaming, I think. Our game is one of the streamers, isn't
It
it?
is actually slated to be streamed by Cool TV, and Appalachian Marketing Media will be right back here at The Rock, as they were tonight, for the Mix 99.3 game next Friday between Portsmouth and West. Big shout out to our video streamers. Great to work with both Appalachian Marketing Media and Cool TV this year. Ryan Schieser of Appalachian Marketing Media and the Local Happenings app, he was down here a little earlier saying this is one of the smoothest productions that we have ever had. And Trey Collier had nothing but praise last night from Cool TV as we had the Portsmouth and Unioto game video streamed on Cool TV while being aired on Mix 99.3. And also a shout out to our studio engineer, John Kantz, who has done a great job as always ensuring the radio side of things were tended to on Mix 99.3. It takes a small army, doesn't it?
It's a village.
It truly is. It truly is.
I don't know what villager I am, but
me neither. Village clown, I guess, but great to be a part of it. And it's awesome to provide so many different mediums for folks to consume high school sports and watch their favorite teams and their neighbors and all these kids from these local communities go out and perform, whether they're watching it on the video stream or listening to it on the radio. So many options now.
And here's the main thing. If it wasn't for our great sponsors,
yeah,
and it also for all that, we want to be able to highlight what great kids we have in this area. And that what truly is a testament. We have some amazing kids and young people, men and women in this area, and they deserve all the praises we can give them. And hopefully they continue to sow out like they've had for many, many years.
I concur wholeheartedly. A lot of very deserved thank yous need to be doled out to so many, like the recipients of our Game Awards, the players who have performed at a high level tonight. We've got some goodies for them.
We got a new one, too.
We do. And let that be our first award that we speak about this evening. The Carpenters Local Union 437 congratulates the West Senators on constructing a winning effort this evening with hard work, skill, and precision. A Carpenters Local Union 437 t-shirt will be presented to the West Senators so their coaches can determine a worthy recipient. Maybe it was a starter who shined, possibly a scout team player who helped prepare the varsity, or maybe a manager or a coach even who provided some inspiration. It takes a whole team. To learn more about joining your local Carpenters Union, contact West Grad Trampus Puckett at Carpenters Local 437 and construct a great life for you and your family. Trampus will be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have regarding the Carpenters Local 437. So we will be hooking the West Senator program up with that Carpenters Local 437 t-shirt. We move on to the Gamps John Deere Outstanding Run of the Game, with the winner receiving a certificate for a t-shirt from Gamps John Deere, located on Route 140 in Slocum. Nothing runs like a deer, Matt, but there's a young man on that West roster that comes pretty close to it.
He does. He's got zero turn, and man, he can fly.
That he can. We are talking about none other than Anthony Bishop. The junior rushed for over 100 tonight, and he had a 96-yard touchdown run for a score to get the scoring started this season for the West Senators.
Yep, finished 19 carries, 152 yards rushing, 8 yards pop, and a touchdown. Also had 3 catches for 53 yards on the evening, too. So he finished with 200 total yards of offense.
Nice. Good game for Anthony Bishop. Next up, we've got the Portsmouth Block. Big block of the game. It's presented by Portsmouth Block at 2700 Gallia Street and Portsmouth Building Supply at 1740 Gallia Street. Both are in Portsmouth. Rob Carell, for so many years, has supported local high school sports. We appreciate him, all of his peeps there at Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply. Tonight, the Big Block Award goes to Eli Myers of the Senators.
Eli had some big blocks there on those big runs. He's been a stalwart on that offensive line for many, many years, and hopefully he enjoys this season. I'm sure he's got a couple of these and maybe a couple more in his future.
The first award, Matt, that WNXT Radio ever presented to a high school athlete, as it was described to me by the late Roger Gray many years ago, was courtesy of Kevin Monroe, and that tradition continues to this day. It's time to name the Monroe's Framing Collision Big Collision of the game. The winner receives a T-shirt designating him as the big hitter of the game. Again, this courtesy of Kevin Monroe, and tonight this award is going to go to Tilton Rapp. He had a couple big hits tonight, but that sack there at the end, that was the one that preserved the win.
That's the one that I was like, yep, that's it. And this is the one that I remember back when I was playing, this was the shirt that everybody's like, we want this one. Like, you walk around with this one and weight room afterwards, like, you knew you were top dog. And you were like, yep, this is all me. So,
all those T-shirts, they stretch the grin a little bit wider, but the chest comes out a little bit more when you're wearing that big collision shirt.
Now, I got a couple of special teams. I was a kicker, so I got some special team shirts. I was happy with it, but you see that red Monroe's shirt come in, you're like, yeah, that's king right now.
Don't mess with him. He's a man.
You don't mess with him. We had some good ones, too, but, man, it's a great award.
Congratulations to Tilton Rapp. We'll get him hooked up with his T-shirt. Next up, we move up to the Roger and Snuffy Player of the Game, presented by Collier Companies in honor of longtime area sports broadcasters, the late Roger Gray and the late Jim Snuffy Smith. Collier Companies is located on Collier Corner at 1661 State Route 522 in Wheelersburg and consists of Collier Construction and Collier Leasing, as well as Collier Safety, Collier Medical, and Collier Home Medical Services. They've now expanded their services to Grayson, Kentucky, by the way. Besides presenting the Roger and Snuffy Player of the Game, Colliers will also provide a $50 gift card from the Scioto River to any defender who forces a safety. And, Matt, we had a safety tonight. And it was kind of interesting how it all came about. There were really 3 Senators who converged on the Fairland punter in the first quarter, and the Fairland punter, while in the end zone, slung the ball over his shoulder, and it went out the back of the end zone, and that is how that safety all came about. But the closest Senator to him, according to the West statisticians, was Austin Ramsey. So we are going to hook him up with that $50 gift card from the Scioto River, courtesy of Matt Collier and the staff at Collier Companies. Congratulations to Austin.
You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends. He did the safety dance, too, after he won, too. So great job, Austin. I saw a 0 come up. I couldn't tell if it was 30 or 80, but I saw a 0 last number. And as soon as he got up, he was the one who wrapped him up and threw him down. But he gave the big safety, and I was like, yep, that's it.
Congrats to Austin Ramsey. Maybe he'll share a bite with the other guys that were around the punt. And then again, maybe he won't.
Hey.
You know, it's Austin Ramsey's gift card. That's the way it goes sometimes.
Steak.
And it is. Oh, our player of the game tonight. The Roger and Snuffy Player of the Game, presented by Collier Companies. This is going to go to West wide receiver Braden Atkins. When you look at his height and weight, he's not too large in stature at 5'8" and maybe 155 pounds soaking wet, but he was certainly big in tonight's game. A lot of stats that young man
We
put
had
up.
a lot of people we could have picked. Brody Hall had a heck of a night, but Braden Atkins, 4 catches, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He was all over the place defensively, too, but 2 big plays. Like, he just made some really big impact plays, and he's got a big year, I have a feeling. I think he's got a monster year, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
You look at some of the outstanding offensive performers tonight for both sides. You got Braden Atkins, 5'7", 160 pounds is what he's listed at. You have the Fairland quarterback, who was very good tonight, Owen Burcham, 5'8", 150 pounds is what he is listed at. And then the playmaker for Fairland in the second half, Aiden Trimble, a 5'7", 130-pound freshman who had that big kickoff return to start the second half and then caught that big 4th down and long conversion to set up a touchdown. Who says that football's for big guys, right?
Hey, but if they want to come eat, I'm cool with it. Come eat with me. I'll get some weight on you.
I don't know if we can get you taller, but we can certainly pack a few pounds on you.
We can do that for you.
Yeah, quickness and speed isn't a bad thing either if you want to succeed on the gridiron, and all those guys certainly did it tonight, especially Wes Braden Atkins. Again, he is our Roger and Snuffy Player of the Game, presented by Collier Companies. Well, this was a blast tonight. You know, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on with this, Matt, that a lot of people don't know about, and sometimes it can be tedious, but when you come out to a football field and you see a game like this, it reminds you why it is all worthwhile. What fun tonight. What a great game. Congrats to West on the 30-27 win, but also a tip of the cap to the Fairland Dragons, down by 17 to start the second half. They fought back, gave themselves a chance. Everybody played hard tonight.
Great job, great effort, and great to be back, Chuck.
Great to be back. 2025 high school football is underway.
Let's do this again next week.
Let's do it again for about the next 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks. What do you say?
I'm cool with that.
Let's do it. That is a wrap for us. You have been listening to the Minford Telephone, Minford TV, Falcon One Internet postgame show. For Matt Payton, I'm Chuck Greenslade, reminding you one final time, tonight's final score, it's the West Senators 30, the Fairland Dragons 27. Until next time, good night, everybody.
You've been listening to High School Football on WNXT Mix 99.